for this later. And bring it up here. Alright, so yeah, good morning everyone. Today we're going to be playing a one-shot that I have made over the last week, and holy shit, making this over the course of a week is kind of tough, so I wouldn't recommend doing that on your own. Because, wow, that was actually quite a bit of work. So, yes, today we're going to be playing the Great Elturel Savings Caper, which takes place in the Forgotten Realms universe. It is a city on the Sword Coast. I'd like to direct your attention to your journal, where everyone should have an entry that says Elturel illustration, so you can sort of see the city that we're dealing with. This is a city that is positioned high on a cliff overlooking the river below. And yeah, so the south. You also have an entry called the Elturel map. The south edge of the city is a sheer cliff that goes down to the river below. And that's going to be the setting here. High overhead of the city, there's a bright light that shines 24 hours a day as a large magic crystal that wards off undead. I forget exactly what it's called off the top of my head, but that's a thing. So this is a city high on a cliff. It's got this big crystal light in the sky that hangs directly over the center of the city. And that's going to be our setting for today. 3 out of the 4 of you have been contracted to join a heist team for a target that you don't entirely know everything about. You've heard rumors it's on Elturel Savings Bank, but you have been recruited by a fairly well-known criminal by the name of Mithron. What's his last name? It's kind of a mouthful of a last name. Let's see, Mithron Elsenbinder. All of you have at least heard of this man before. He's kind of a legend among the criminal sorts for planning heists and gathering information. And he has an associate who is going to be on your heist team that this is taking place in. So you guys are all reporting for a planning meeting that is happening, and it's happening in the basement of a sort of a seedy tavern called the Bent Helm Inn. So our scene opens focused on a table in the basement of this seedy inn, and sitting at the head of that table is Mithron, and there's currently only one other person in the room, and that is our infiltrator, who is going to be played by Vaughn today. Vaughn, did you name your infiltrator at all, just out of curiosity?
I mean, of course, I'm not going to give away my real name, but if you want to call me anything other than the infiltrator, my code name is going to be Frodo.
Okay, so Mithron and Frodo are currently sitting in this basement alone. Where are you sitting at the table? Mithron's at the head of it, and there are sort of 4 places at the table, 2 on each side, with Mithron at the head. Where are you seated right now?
I'm going to be seated to his right.
All right, so you're sitting on Mithron's right hand, right next to him. And what are you guys talking about? You guys are probably making some small talk while you're waiting for the others to come in. What's going on?
So we're just discussing all the other places we've robbed, kind of our infamous history, just kind of reliving the glory days, and just kind of imagining how well this is going to go off without a hitch.
All right. Well, as you guys are sort of reminiscing about some of your past heists, there is a knock at the door. It is a secret knock that you've instructed your new compatriots that are incoming to make before they enter the door. And who is the first person to enter of the 3 of you?
Roll initiative. We'll figure out that way.
Someone speak up. Who is it?
I'll go.
All right. The door opens and there stands a half-elf man. And you are in half elf, and at the door you see a high elf man sitting at the head of a table, and next to his right side, your left, you see a halfling dressed in dark clothing. Uh, where do you sit at the table, or do you sit at the table at all?
I will sit on his left hand side, so facing across. It should be facing across from Roto over there.
All right. How do you greet everyone as you enter?
Well, first off, I'm just going to do a minor illusion to have some silent, fireworks going to the sides of the door as I make my entrance. Got to be flashy.
Oh yeah, you know those criminals, always so flashy.
Hey, we're not doing anything important yet, and if we can make ourselves into legends.
Okay, well, Mithron sees this thing, says, like, "Can you? I like your style, but
Not.
tone it down a bit. We're trying to keep this kind of down low." Yeah,
Fine.
come in, take a seat. As you sit down, in front of you is a binder, um, and that binder contains a whole bunch of files that I'm going to give to everyone all at once. So I'll do that in a second. So yeah, you guys continue your chit chat about some of the jobs you pulled off in the past, and you hear the secret knock again. Who's at the door next?
I'll be next.
All right. The door opens and there stands a small gnomish man. He's wearing a wizard's hat. He's got some goggles going on. He's probably carrying a number of small trinkets and um, small clockwork machines and stuff. He's got some arcane stuff going on. And where does he sit at the table?
I silently walk in and sit next to Frodo.
All right. So how does the group react to this slightly quieter entrance from our third member here?
I just shrug. It's like, to each their own.
Okay. Uh,
Give him a bit more of an approving glance, kind of hoping that that tends to be the case during the actual heist.
all right. Again, you guys sit down. You have your binders in front of you. And about a minute later, you hear a slightly heavier knock at the door. And the door opens, and there stands a half-orc man. Who looks a little bit bigger in stature than the rest of you probably are. Kai, tell me about how you make your approach into this room.
As I approach, I crack my knuckles and my neck and my back, and I kind of just stand right at the foot of the table. I don't sit down though.
Okay. Mithron says, "Okay, we're all here now. Would our enforcer friend like to take a seat and we can get started?"
You're glitching out.
Am I? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Testing,
Now I can, yeah.
Testing. Okay. All right. Okay. Now that everyone's here, we should probably get started. Do you want to take a seat? Our enforcer friend.
If I must.
Okay. So you sit down, and he says, "Okay, in front of you is a binder. I'd like everyone to crack open that binder." And I'm just gonna quickly add this all to your and there's a whole bunch in there. Okay. At this point, you should all have 7 briefing packet things in your journal. just gonna quickly pop you over to this map right here so you can see what's going on. And it shows you there's a map of the city of Elturel sitting in front of you, and down over here is there is a mark on a building that's circled, and it marks it as the Elturel Savings Bank. So yes, Eltur Mithron begins. He says, "Good evening, everyone. This intelligence packet gives you all the information you're going to need to pull this heist off. We're going to be going after the Elturel Savings Bank. Ideally, we'd like to get in and out without them being any the wiser that we were ever there. But what is most important here is no killing. That's not how we run our operations. We do everything non-lethally, and as such, we actually have some gifts for everyone. And I think probably our infiltrator friend pulls out a bag from under the table, and it contains a whole bunch of shock weapons. Our two spellcasters are handed stabs that have like a taser type thing on the end. Our enforcer friend receives a pair of shock batons, since we know that our enforcer friend likes to fight with two weapons. And our infiltrator also takes one for himself. These will allow us to incapacitate our enemies without any sort of permanent damage being done. So I encourage you to use these. Just a little game note too. This will also, anytime you connect with a shock instrument during this game, it's going to have the same effect that the cantrip shocking grasp does, in that they won't be able to take reactions after that. So you could disengage freely if you successfully hit someone with a shock weapon. You can disengage freely without taking an attack of opportunity. Because the shock will prevent them from taking any reactions on that turn. So that's just a little side game note. But yeah, there's Mithron continues. He tells you about how we're going to be going after the bank. He says he directs you to the second page here that says the target. He sort of just reads off that entry there. He says the safe deposit box vault is located right next to the main vault. The main vault is only open 1 hour before and 1 hour after the closing of the bank, and there's a whole ton of extra security on site during that time. And the rest of the time, the vault is sealed, locked, closed, warded, and it's more or less impenetrable. As such, we're not going to be going after the vault. We have some pickpocket contacts who managed to lift a number of safe deposit box keys off of some of the wealthy patrons of the city, who are surely keeping some really valuable stuff in their safe deposit boxes. But so they handed those keys over to me, knowing that their specialty is in pickpocketing. They have no intention of robbing this bank. So their inability to do so is going to become our gain here. We have 4 safe deposit box keys, one for each of us. The idea is we're all going to get into the safe deposit box vault, crack them open, each carry out 1 box, and then sort of meet up again later, combine the loot, and split it back up evenly sometime after we get out of the bank safely. These safe deposit boxes are relatively heavy and they're kind of bulky, so it is going to have to be each person carries out 1, and it's not, you can't really keep them hidden once we have them. So we're not going to be able to really walk out the front door with these without people taking notice that there are 4 people walking out with safe deposit boxes. But yeah, that's gonna be the thing. So we all need to make it into that vault. He continues on. We're gonna be doing this heist tomorrow. Our time window is from noon to 1 p.m. Tomorrow. Um, Generally speaking, the safe deposit boxes are all managed by the bank manager, who knows most of the people who have safe deposit boxes really well, which means that it's going to be a whole lot harder to break into while the manager is on site. And as such, we're going to move in while we know he's going to be away for a business lunch tomorrow afternoon. And some more of that is detailed in the time window stuff. And with that, I'm going to move you guys over to this bank layout, and I'm going to sort of turn the meeting over to our infiltrator to sort of run the planning of this. So you should be able to see this. Things you shouldn't be able to see right now are the ventilation system. Correct? You guys can see all this?
Yeah,
Correct. No vents.
no vent.
Can you still see the boxes, and there's a bunch of like little boxes and circles where the vent outputs normally are? Can you guys see that? I think that's on the map layer right now.
Yeah, the little red boxes.
Not the red boxes.
Oh,
There
no,
should be
the-
little gray ones.
Gray ones.
Uh,
I don't think so.
Shit, I don't know what layer that ended up on.
Well, if you know where they are, you can just use the
Well,
drawing
you
tool.
can see them if you guys pull up the overview, the first entry of your journal, and look at it there. You can clearly see the boxes and circles along the vents.
Oh, okay, I see.
The circles are roof access points, so those go up to the roof. They're
Okay.
ventilation outputs. The boxes are where they are vent grates that go into the buildings. So you're gonna have to sort of work around that. I don't know exactly what layer that ended up on because I was trying to grab them earlier because I thought they were on the GM overlay layer and I couldn't get them to go. But yeah, that's what you're dealing with right now.
all right. So we've called you all here because you each have a particular set of skills that we think will come in handy for this heist. Normally, I would just pull this off myself. I mean, I'm good enough to. Let's be honest here. But, which is the complexity of this, as well as the fact that I can't carry 4 safety deposit boxes at once. We've called you all in, so I just kind of want to give you a moment to look over the packet we've handed you to kind of gather. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to like sit down and like read the whole thing. I kind of want like sort of people to look at the map, and be like, oh, I'm thinking about this. Like this might be a point of entry, and we can sort of refer to parts in the pack because I don't want to spend like 15 minutes with everyone just sitting here reading through the thing. What I do want to do real quick is I have given each of you a magic item and put it in your inventory, and this magic item accents what each of you do specifically. And you're probably kind of known for this. This might even the magic item you have might be a signature thing. It's probably part of the reason why you're recruited. I want each person to sort of pop their magic item that I gave them and pop that description into the chat so you can sort of see what special little thing I've given to each person. So and that kind of highlights what role they're gonna play. So yeah, I'm going to sort of just give a brief rundown of what you guys can read them at your leisure, but I'm going to sort of do this quickly. Our enforcer friend has the gauntlets of quiet hands. Basically, this allow him to do strength-based checks where you're like, kicking in doors or ripping vent grates off of walls and stuff, except do it quietly. So basically, it takes things from the volume of smashing a door and it brings it down to the volume of pretty much just opening the door. So this will allow you guys to like sort of force through things that would normally be not so stealthy to force through. Our infiltrator friend has some special boots that give him a big advantage on all stealth checks when he's, sneaking around the vents or creeping around the building. Our con man pretty much has a knockout crystal, designed to quickly incapacitate a group of enemies. But it requires a little bit of pre-planning to use and some distraction to get it to go off properly. And our technician has a contingency for any alarms that get set off. Either if you guys make a mistake and someone manages to trip an alarm, he can quickly disable it, or he can pre-plan beforehand to disable an alarm using this, preventing it from, you can intentionally trip something, but just silence it before it even triggers using our technician's special magic item here. All right, so now you sort of know what your other three people are kind of about. You can plan this as... I forgot one piece of the briefing packet that I've neglected to share with everyone. You have a dossier on a certain NPC who might be useful to to work around. All right, as you were.
All right, so I just want everyone to take a moment to look over their packets, specifically the map, and just kind of explain why you think you deserve to be at this table. What can you do? What do you think would be the best plan of attack for this? Not everyone at once now.
Well, obviously, we can't have everyone walking in the front door. That'd be, well, a little obvious, wouldn't you think? So, if we would have someone maybe just disguise themselves, get into the back, see the courtyard to the north. There's a door that looks relatively unguarded. Let them in that way.
All right, Mithra pops up and says, "Okay, that's good. I kind of like that. The trick to getting to the courtyard in the back, though, is that there isn't a clear line of approach on that courtyard. You'll see up in the top left and top right corners of that map, there are high. Those are high warded walls, and they can't be climbed. Basically, it's kind of like an electric fence of sorts. That's magic. They're 20 feet high, and anything that contacts it above the top half of it, the 10-foot line, is kind of instantly repelled or incinerated. So you can't climb those walls. So you would have to have the plan to get everyone into the backyard there. It is relatively unguarded, but that's because they don't. Basically, to the south there, and it is south because this map's inverted, with north on the bottom, south on the top. That is a sheer drop to the river below. It is. You'll remember this city's really high on a cliff. That goes straight down to the water there. So it's to get people into the courtyard. The only real line of getting people back there is to get everyone on the roof first and drop down.
Well, how deep does the wall go into the river then? Because why wouldn't they just...
Couple 100 feet. It's not. They don't really consider it as something that is climbable. They're not really worried about that approach. They still have security on that back door. Actually, I think at this point, Mithron kind of wants you guys to focus on your entry into the bank right now, and he says, you guys should refer to the to number 5 in the briefing packet, entrances and exits, and I'll tell you about kind of the merits and demerits of each approach. But Mithran also speaks up and he says, I kind of like the idea of disguises. If we could obtain a few disguises, that might be a viable way of getting us in the building.
Well, there is that locker room that if anyone could get into, I mean, I don't know who, but maybe someone who could pick locks, maybe infiltrate. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about the half-orc.
Oh yeah, I mean that's obviously where I was going with that as well.
Yes. You just gotta break in like the Kool-Aid Man, smash through the wall.
And Mithran says, yeah, that might work if we can get someone into that locker room to quickly snatch up some disguises. That will work. We actually also learned while reviewing their personnel that they're trying to hire right now, actually. They haven't filled any positions yet, but it wouldn't be too surprising to any of the to the bank employees if new employees showed up for their first day of work, because they know that the manager has been actively recruiting new tellers and security personnel.
So I kind of give our sorcerer friend a stare, and kind of say, so I mean, if only we had someone that could, disguise themselves or impersonate someone else, such as a new employee.
The question is this one of those, they have a set uniform where I would need to disguise myself? Or could I just walk in and say, I'm new, I haven't gotten my stuff yet?
Yeah, Mithran does say, standard procedure, they do have a uniform. Standard procedure is generally for them to show up on the first day of work wearing it. So you're and they're also supposed to have some credentials, but if you're already wearing the uniform, you might be able to bluff your way in there.
Wow. In character, I would think that's a good idea. Out of character, oh my god, that's terrifying. You know my rules.
I mean, you're pretty good at bluffing.
Yes, but if that doesn't account for my luck. That accounts.
Some natural ones all the way down.
I've gotten 7 nat ones in 3 sessions.
That is true. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, that's all right. Well, Mithran tries to refocus everyone, but he says, okay, well, we got one viable option for possible entry. Grabbing some uniforms from the locker room, and then going where? Where do you actually enter the building there?
I would say probably one of the smarter ways would probably be the that entrance there into the. Well, since the map is inverted, I guess that'd be west.
East.
Oh, I thought you said the.
It is inverted. That's the east.
You know what's also inverted? My brain.
You can see the layers, or you can see the labels I have on each hallway and stuff, right? Like you can.
Oh.
Where it says East Hallway. That's a thing you can
Yeah,
see.
but readings for squares.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was a thing that people can see. I tried to label everything nicely so this would be easy for everyone.
Yeah, so anyway, the east entrance probably be one of the smarter ways, because if everyone goes, 4 people going through the front door, even if they've been hiring, I think that's going to be a little suspicious.
Well, Mithran pipes up and says that's not necessarily true. It's entirely possible that people might report to the front door for their first day. However, that could definitely work. posing as new employees and entering through the east entrance could be pretty could work. Um, that's one entrance plan. The question is, how from there, how do we get into the vault?
Quick
And
question: Do we see the interior guards as well as the cleric there?
you can see, yeah, like all the guards that are currently on that map right now are guards that you would be able, like, those are set positions where those guards are always going to be.
Okay.
Mithron also pipes up and says, there's definitely going to be other security on site, at least 5 or 6 other people. Several of them are likely to be on break at the time that we make our entrance here, so they might be kind of off their guard. And there might be a couple people who are patrolling around too. But those guards are always going to be there, and they're always going to be an obstacle into the vault. Unless they can be drawn away or taken care of otherwise.
Well, then the real question is, how many guards can we fit in the lockers? We just knock them out, stuff them in there. No one will look for a guard in a locker.
Mithron actually agrees with that. He says the lockers are big enough to house some guards if you do need somewhere to stash someone that is viable. There are other viable places to hide people too. Not a lot of people go into that storage closet next to the security station. The staff bathroom does have a couple stalls that close and lock. The conference room might be kind of risky in case anyone shows up to do business, but no one really goes in the conference room unless a meeting is scheduled or proceeds.
So the plan currently, as I understand it, that we're going to have one of us pose as new employee, correct?
Was that the plan?
Well,
And then, we need more than one disguise. I don't believe all of us have the capability of disguising ourselves as new employees, so we would need to.
Okay, just briefly out of character. Only one of you has the spell disguise self. However, if you guys were to follow the plan where someone sneaks into the locker room and grabs some gear for everyone, you could all theoretically come in dressed in bank uniforms.
Right. That's what I mean. Is that we would need to steal the disguises first.
Right.
So the question is, how do we steal the disguises?
Mithron speaks up and he says, "There's a couple options. Someone, perhaps our common could, use a spell disguise on himself and get into the locker room and grab some stuff first. The ventilation shafts do go to the locker room. If we can sneak in that way, there are a few entrances to the ventilation shafts. There's some ones up on the roof, and there's actually one that connects to both the men's and women's restroom that are off the main lobby, and that's a public area. So either sneaking in through the vents or getting someone to actually bluff their way through and actually just walk into the locker room are both viable ways to get to the locker room.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's called a locker room. I don't think those are, just opening them up, no problem. You have to have a key, a combination. Yeah, I don't know how to do the whole picking thing. So that wouldn't be the greatest idea of me going in there because, I'd probably just have to kick the doors down. And even then, I wouldn't be the greatest for that.
That is a good point. Now, as far as actually getting in the ventilation shaft, that shouldn't be an issue at all for me. I can definitely break into that, and I can make quick work of those lockers as well. The main question just being how we're going to transport all these disguises out.
I'm gonna say that they are light enough that any one character could carry them
Okay.
and put them in their bags. But Mithrin also speaks up and he says, just like as far as accessing the ventilation is concerned, the roof access points are pretty much welded shut, as is the grate that leads out to the courtyard and the front of the bank. It would take a considerable amount of strength to pry those off. The ones that are in the bathroom are actually bolted shut, which is a little bit easier to break than the welds would be. It's only really the interior vents and stuff that are pretty easy to pop off. So it might be pretty loud or noisy. It might be difficult to just pry those off at any other um, at the public access points, pretty much.
So I think we have two options. Either we could try to sneak in through the restrooms. I could, basically pop the vent there and make my way to the locker room. Or if we think that may be a little too public, a little too, out in the open, I believe our half-orc friend here may have a solution as far as actually breaking into the exterior vents.
Was muted.
Looking at the
So let's say
overview,
it's been
Looking
awfully
looking at the
quiet from
overview
everyone
map right
else.
now, doesn't
Isn't that
seem
what I'm
to.
here for? You didn't pull me out of retirement just to have me do nothing. I crack my knuckles again. You know what I'm here for. You know what I can do. And I bang down as loud as I can onto the table as very little sound comes out. That roof shouldn't be a problem if we really need to get in. And I'm worried about that sewer entrance because according to this packet, while you might be able to pick your way in, it does have an alarm attached to it.
The sewer access.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this over here. Yeah, Mithron and Gracie says, yeah, the sewer access probably is not a great entry. Just because there's no real good way to get into the sewer door without setting off all sorts of alarms, but that might be a useful exit if we want. So yeah, just to sort of recap where we are right now. Our enforcer could certainly pry off the welds or the bolts that hold the vent covers in on the roof or the bathrooms. If you go in through the bathroom, Mithron speaks up a little bit about some of the traps and alarms that are possibly in there, and he mentions. Keep in mind the bank manager did try to install some traps within the ventilation system as well. They're actually just tripwire traps that are disguised with small illusions. So, and he probably put those near exterior access points for the ventilation system. So, if I had to guess, there's probably one by the restroom ventilation shaft that leads back to the rest of the bank. And there's probably at least one more somewhere near another entrance access point. Any thoughts on how we could possibly circumvent those traps that are inside the ventilation systems?
Well, if the traps have a magical component, I do have detect magic.
And Mithron speaks up and he agrees. He says, "Yeah, that would certainly help you see through the illusion there. And once you see through the illusion, it sort of dispels the illusion, and then we could disarm the tripwire traps pretty simply." So, Mithron speaks up and he says, probably it's a good idea to have our technician pretty close to our infiltrator when they enter the vents to make sure that you're clear of traps before proceeding.
I would imagine the security station has some sort of master alarm system so disable. But might not be the best idea to, run into the maws of the beast, so to say. Because I'd imagine there's a lot of guards there,
Mithron says
going in and out.
usually they don't actually have that many guards stationed in the security station itself. So the security station itself is more about controlling flow through the east entrance. But he also says this bank also doesn't have a master alarm system. Each of those red boxes are individual alarms. They each have a button on them that can be manually activated. So that someone can it's like almost like a fire alarm where people can run up and pull it at any point and it sets the alarm off. The alarm originates specifically from the alarm box that's tripped. With the traps that are in the hallways, like those are linked to the alarm boxes that they're right next to. So each alarm is an individual unit that can be activated and deactivated. But if any one alarm goes off, it's audible from anywhere in the bank. So anytime you disable an alarm, you're really just disabled that one box, which might be enough for whatever trap you're trying to get around. But everything else is still going to be active.
Alright, so wonder if we could, theoretically of course, if we trigger one, if we just get out of Dodge after disarming it, maybe people will think, oh, just maybe just caught a bug flying by.
Mithra kind of speaks up. That might work once. We might be able to set off one alarm and sort of pass it off as a malfunction, but if there are several, that's probably going to be pretty telling that there's something up. Just to sort of refocus you guys here. Okay, so you guys kind of got the makings of an entry plan here. You can pry off an access point to the ventilation system. The technician can sweep it for traps while the infiltrator gets in to obtain some uniforms, and then you can enter the east entrance posing as new employees. That's kind of where you guys are at so far. And I would have to say that's actually probably a pretty good plan if you can pull it off. But it does. What still has to be figured out here is how you're actually going to end up accessing the safe deposit box vault.
Right, so if we just have those 3 permanent guards there, the ones who are stationed there. Now, if there's a way we could draw maybe one away, might be a little bit easier. Just even.
All right, yeah, just pull a distraction to pull them away from the vault entrance. What might be pretty good. I'd like to remind everyone about the security system for the vault. It is locked by both a physical, like conventional lock, like just a regular old key turning tumblers and opening a lock, and it also has a warded lock next to it that disables the magical security. So if the door opens before the warded key is used, which is kept in the manager's office, the alarm will trigger, and pretty much it'll set off the alarm in there if the door is open. Like right after you open the door, that alarm will go off if you haven't used that magical warded key as well. And you can't pick that lock. That has to be, you actually have to have the key for that one.
Important information. Let's see.
So of course, if we can, we either want to go about this stealthily,
ideally,
or we want to sweet talk our way through. So I mean, really, to get that key, I think we have 2 options. Either I could grab it myself, That really hinges on the fact of not being detected, and unless we really know the movements of all the guards that we don't have intel on, that may be a bit challenging. Now, if we can look like we belong and just walk straight past all those guards to swipe that key, there may be something to that.
Mithron again speaks up. He says the key should be in the manager's office, and no one should really go in there. Like there would be no reason for a guard to go in there unless there was some sort of activity that brought them there. Matter of fact, that room should be empty. And the only person who would likely have a normal reason for going in there would be his executive assistant, Miss Robinson. Who would only really access it if she was going in there to grab the vault keys for the safe deposit box if a patron showed up to get in there.
Now, the other option I see is if we are able to swipe a clerk uniform. It's your first day on the job. You're going to greet the new boss.
Except everyone knows the boss isn't in, though.
Well, you wouldn't know that. You're the new guy.
Right. But you would get to the door, you would grab the doorknob, and it would be locked, and the assistant would say, "Oh, he's not here right now."
The problem is still that why would a new employee access the vault?
Well, no, I was talking to get to the manager's office for the key.
Well, we have keys.
The magical key? The manager key?
Well, we don't need that key. They can just let us into the vault themselves.
Mm.
Am I reading the same packet as you guys? I know I'm not the smartest guy, but
who can like
I'm looking at number 7.
Right.
The protocol. Well,
right.
And number 2 where it says we have 4 different keys.
That's for the different boxes. That's not for the main door to get to the boxes.
Correct.
Right. But we can get in the vault trying to access our boxes.
Okay, so Mithron speaks up and he says that's viable. The only problem with this is we don't know what the 4 people who actually own the boxes look like. If you read the protocol, what they do is, well, first of all, they check. They go into the manager's office and check the list to make sure, like, anyone can come in at any time to access their safe deposit box if the manager is there, and he'll take care of getting them in. However, when the manager's out, he pretty much leaves a list of people who have declared that they're planning on coming in today to check their safe deposit boxes. And while the manager isn't there, the executive assistant is supposed to make sure that person's on the list first. And obviously, none of these people would be on here, so we would have to break in and add our names to that list. And the next part of that would also be that we'd have to be close. You'd have to at least on a cursory level match the description of the person who actually owns the box, because they verify like your race, gender, and name to make sure that that you're actually the person who owns the box. And we don't actually even know who owns these things. That information should also be kept in the manager's office. So it's possible that we could pose as people who are trying to get into the safe deposit box, but they would only allow one patron at a time to go back there anyways, and we kind of all want to be in that vault at the same time.
So I think I may have an idea. I kind of glance over to the sorcerer. Before we go on, what should I refer to you as? What do you want to go by?
Yes. My name, Lorenzo Magnus, is what they call me.
So would you rather go by Thorenzo or just Magnus? What's your preference?
Well, I'm not quite attached to either, so whatever feels best.
Well, Magnus is shorter. So, Magnus, you seem to like to have a bit of flair, to be a bit flashy. You seem pretty, confident in your skills. Bit of a smooth talker. How smooth would you say you are with the fairer sex? Do you think do you think you could get the assistant alone in that manager's office? If you catch where I'm going.
Now, man, this is okay. Now, anyway, yeah, out of character. The information casting zone of truth. Now, is that something we know she does all the time, or
It's
just
inside it's on her profile, and it's inside the briefing package. So yes, you guys absolutely know that that's something that she does. That is why I provided it for you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't metaing that. And anyway, now back to conversation. Well, you see, that's very good, but question is, how would I get around that zone of truth? Because if she asks me anything, I'm going to spill the beans. And I mean, like, all the beans, like, all over the table. Wouldn't be good.
Mithrin kind of speaks up, and he says she's actually known for being not smart about her zone of truth. Like, she doesn't ask questions that are specific enough or demand answers that are like, you can sort of give vague answers that are technically true about why you're there to make yourself sound like you're not a threat. And she's likely to accept them because she's kind of dumb. She's actually, like, right now the manager is actually actively looking for someone to replace her because she isn't very smart with these kind of things. So you might be able to, work around the zone of truth to convince her that you're not a threat, even when answering truthfully.
All right, then. So, okay. Then, go on with your plan that you were proposing.
So, I mean, here's the thing, right? If you don't give her a reason to cast the zone of truth, that's not going to be an issue to start with.
It's part of the
Even
protocol
if
for entering, like,
entering the vault. I'm just talking about the manager's office to get the key.
True. I'd like to also point out that there is ventilation access to the manager's office, and it should be empty.
So theoretically, we could just break in, but
well, yes, we can. But my only concern is how often they might go in and out of there. Do we have any intel as far as whether or not they could hear or see, or any other number of things that would bring them in while we're trying to swipe that key?
There would be no reason for anyone to go in there unless you made a loud noise. Like, if you were stomping around, someone might hear you moving around in there. But if you were sort of sneaking around, picking locks and stuff, you should be able to grab anything you want. You spend as much time in that manager's office as you want without any interruption, because there's the secretary would have no reason. The only person who would really have any reason to go in there is the secretary, and she only has reason to go in there if she needs one of the key. Like, if pretty much the only reason she would go in there is if she is escorting someone back to the safe deposit box vault, and she needs the keys and stuff.
Okay.
So the only reason that she would have to go in there is to grab the things that you're trying to obtain, pretty much.
Right. So we could possibly grab it. We could also, have you distract her while we are taking those keys, just as kind of an extra security measure on our part. So if there is any noise, not that I would ever make any. I mean, master criminal, but just a contingency plan. But also, we may be able to acquire a bit more information. Even if she does cast Zone of Truth on you, she's been known to be pretty vain. As long as you tell her how beautiful she is, or some such, I'm sure she'll, kind of forget completely about what question she wanted to ask.
Yeah, sorry about that stupid freaking phone. Anyway, yes. I do think distraction would probably be for the best, because I doubt I would be able to. Oh my god, freaking people calling and hanging up. God. Anyway, I need to just throw that phone away. Anyway, yes, distracting her, because worst case, I just keep her attention. Best case, maybe I'm able to convince her that we have someone coming in at 12:30, 12:45, whatever, and since the manager's gone, we need the key, and I was going to bring it to the guard.
Mithron says that'd be unconventional. She's the only one who's supposed to really handle those keys, but she is known to bend the rules a bit when talking to someone that she finds particularly charming. So that might be kind of a hard sell, but not impossible to pull off.
Okay, so that's a contingency plan in case you're not all you're cracked up to be.
But Mithron also pipes up and says, it would be unusual for anyone that not escorted by the manager or the manager's executive assistant to show up at the vault and try to unlock the doors. So, and the guards who are stationed outside would know that. So we would still have to have a contingency for, directing their attention elsewhere or otherwise taking care of them.
So we could, the way I look at it, is we could either take care of the guards once we have that key, or we could have someone pose as the manager or the manager's assistant, escorting one of us to the vault to carry out the plan. Maybe even, the manager or the manager's assistant showing the new hires how the vault works, the process, so they know what to expect. May not draw too much attention.
If the manager's planning to be out, it would be more suspicious if he was in.
True. I'm just saying it as a contingency. If the manager suddenly shows up.
You also need to see someone to accurately disguise yourself as them using disguise self.
Oh, so do we not have any intel as far as what the manager looks like? Okay.
You might have basic descriptors, but you don't have
a exact face or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's these people's boss, and they would recognize something there. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to do much if I'd probably end up making a 600-pound halfling who's, got a full beard.
All right, I'd like to kind of stress that we're almost there, guys. Like you guys have sort of a plan for, gaining initial access to the bank for getting disguises, for getting everyone else into the door once you distribute those disguises. You kind of have plans on how you're going to get at those keys. And once you have the keys, all it's a matter is getting through the door of the vault. So you guys are getting pretty close.
Okay, so we have the keys to the boxes. We have both keys to the vault.
They're both located in the manager's office.
Okay, so we just need to get those, and then we need to worry about our escape route.
Yeah,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, pretty much what's left is removing the threat, guarding the vault door, and planning your escape.
Okay.
Well, I have a few options for distraction for those guards at the vault door. I could tinker a toy like a music box or create a fire to pull them away. I also have illusions I could cast that could make sounds or images that could maybe pull those guards away. Maybe down like the south hallway or northwest hallway. Or into a room.
Yeah, if we could get them into... Actually, that janitor's closet only has one way in and out. We get them in there, barred from the outside.
There could be something to that. So, the plan as I understand it, we walk in, more or less just as ourselves. We make our way through the vent, or rather, we all break into the vent, and I make my way to the locker room. I steal some disguises. We rendezvous outside of the bank. From there, we disguise ourselves as employees, new to the job, and make our way to the east entrance and through the east hallway. From there, we... Go ahead.
Yeah, why would we all go in through the vents, steal a uniform, leave, then come back?
I can't fit in those vents.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think 4 people
no-
going in would be a lot of noise.
Well, most of us have to go into the bathroom to actually break into the vent. I'm the only one that would actually go through the vent.
Okay, you said all of us go in the vents, and I was concerned.
Oh, no. All of us go into the bathroom to the vent because we need someone to break the vent off, someone to disable or detect the magical traps, and then someone to actually sneak through.
Well, we can get at the vents through the roof. I don't know why you need to go into the bathroom.
Yeah, then
Yeah, my friend says just keep in mind that the vents on the roof might be a little bit harder to pry off than the ones in the bathroom, but and you guys still have to actually sneak up onto the roof. If anyone spots you climbing up through the roof, that wouldn't be great.
I mean,
It's a
this
little bit
corner.
easier to walk into a bathroom without suspicion than climb up the wall.
Right, and the bathrooms are public public accessible. So there would be really no reason to draw any attention if we all made our way into there. Maybe not all at once, but
I mean, the other option I see to get on the roof, there's that corner here that is out of everyone's line of sight. The building. You just have to worry about, street access people. Which, kind of important.
You could also probably get up the west side of the building too. There's nothing really there. Okay. So again, like I said, we're kind of at the same place. Entry, sneak in through the vents, grab disguises, redress, go enter the east hallway, obtain keys, and possibly distraction for the people at the vault. But that hasn't really been nailed down yet. And then an exit plan.
Yeah, I mean, I could always just if I'm around the corner here. I just need to double check the range on this because I am new to magic. Let me see. 30 feet, let's see. No, that's way too far. Yeah, that's double what I was thinking. Well, if one of us is hiding in the janitor's room, if 2 of us are hiding in the janitor's room, I could always just pop out and minor illusion here of someone running down there, draw them into the janitor's closet, and then we just, give them a zip zap and run out the door, lock it.
so after we distract the guards, however we may do that, and we could figure that out just kind of on the fly. We have a few different options, so depending on what plan may fit best, kind of make that decision then. We get into the vault, we get the deposit boxes, and then what? How do we escape this place?
Well, south is probably not good because there's that river there, and I don't think we're going to A, be able to swim with heavy safe deposit boxes, and B, I have no idea how long it would take to get across, what would be over there.
Says, I might be able to secure a boat if you were to somehow get down into the river, but it's a pretty far drop.
Well, let's just use the sewer.
Well, I actually could cast Featherfall on all of us to make it down a far drop if needed. We wouldn't take any damage from a fall.
Says, yeah, that would actually work. If you guys were feather falling,
600 feet.
You could make it all the way down the 500-foot drop from the bank to the river without problem.
So I say we do
That's
that.
That's why I gave Kevin Featherfall.
So we could jump down from the roof all cool like.
Yeah. If anybody annoys me, I may forget to cast it on you, Hal.
Okay,
all right.
So sounds like we're going the river way.
All right, so I'm sorry. So go say what you were gonna say.
Oh, I was probably going to say the same thing as you. Just go ahead.
Okay, so recap the plan. Enter through the vaults, either through the bathroom or the roof, up to you guys. Sneak into the locker room, grab disguises. Um, distribute disguises. Enter through the east hallway. Steal the keys from the manager's office, either by vents or talking your way past administration. Um, distract the people outside the safe deposit box vault. Enter the safe deposit vault, and then get out to the courtyard. I would like to remind everyone there is a to get the door to the courtyard is locked via mechanical lock, and there is a warded alarm box there. If you step on there's an alarm trap there that also has to be disabled. Those keys are located in the break room because some people like to go out to the courtyard to enjoy lunch. So if your plan was to exit the south hallway, that door is locked and alarmed, but can be resolved by getting the keys from the break room.
Okay, I have two ideas about that. One, we will, if everything goes smoothly, we'll try and get into the break room to get the keys. If everything goes tits up, we're just gonna break down the door and run, run, run.
And Mithron says, well, we do have the abilities to disable the alarm manually, and yeah, you could just pick that lock or smash it down. But yeah, those are possible scenarios. Okay.
So I mean, I think we have a pretty solid plan. Before we really go to put this into action, does anyone have any last words as far as alternatives, contingencies, issues with the plan as it stands? May as well speak up now.
So when it comes to distracting those guards in front of the vault, it's a few options, but I could make a minor illusion with sound and an image. Maybe try to like beckon the guards over somewhere, like there's a problem. And do you think, like we all have shock weapons, can we ambush and like, you know,
Incapacitate them.
incapacitate them? Stun them.
Mithron speaks up and says that might be risky because there's still, like I said, there's some other guards who are patrolling. If you could like bait them into a secluded area, an ambush might work. But otherwise, it might be kind of loud, and anyone else who's in the hallways or might hear that attack.
Yeah, plus you only got a 30 feet range with that, so that's what I was trying to measure from here to there, because that'd keep us out of the line of fire. But draw them away, looking down towards the hall.
You also have other options besides minor illusion. I think you also have silent image, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just looking to see what I could do for free because
Right.
cantrips and all that,
Yeah, silent image is 60 feet.
and that's still 70 from the corner. But yeah, 60 is still better, obviously. 60 is bigger than 30.
All right. I mean, we could also So, if for example, going with the ambush plan, if all else fails, if we hide in this janitor's closet, distract them past the closet, and then kind of ambush behind them and attack them.
Yeah, but then we really risk drawing the attention of people in the lobby.
Okay. Some quick additions I'm going to make on the fly here because it has occurred to me that I'm going to assume that you guys add stones of far speech to each of your inventories. So basically, you guys have like walkie-talkies that so you can communicate with each other without necessarily standing right next to each other. And you all each have one potion of healing too. I forgot to add that earlier. Because no one's a healer on this, I want you guys to each have some ability to heal. So those are in your inventory. You guys basically have a way of communicating with each other without necessarily actually having to be close to each other. You can like whisper to each other from even far away. And you each have 1 potion of healing.
I added those. Should I not have added those?
No,
since
you
said
should. That's
wanted-
fine. That's good.
Okay.
I already copied everything, and I meant to actually add those things earlier.
Okay.
Okay.
Just regular potion of healing, not greater, not superior.
Regular
nothing.
potion of healing.
All right. I mean, I didn't think anything better than regular would be useful for us, but
Right. Okay, so yeah, I think you guys have a plan. You're pretty much ready to get started on this. So with that, I think Mithron says, "Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna conclude the meeting for the night. We'll all meet up at we'll all meet up at like 11 tomorrow and be at the bank by noon to start this off. Basically, you guys are free to sort of do what you want for the evening. I kind of want this time just so you can say like, oh, this is like a little prep night. If you guys want to prepare anything particularly so our technician could theoretically
Tinker.
yeah, use his tinkers,
Mhm.
make his stuff, and everyone else can like. This is just a little contingency I put in for that. So, yeah, think about what you guys are doing for the evening and like sort of describe it to me or message it to me in Roll20.
okay. What I would like to do, I don't know how this. Let me see if I can. No, it doesn't say. Um, I've got a forgery kit. Would it be possible to make a fake identity for someone?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Actually, I forgot because you have this feature, false identity. You can walk in with a ready-made disguise, like whatever you want it to be. You can already have arrangements to have a false identity ready to go.
Okay, so obviously, obviously, I would just be new hire in at the bank then, so I don't need to worry about.
All right, so
getting-
yeah, you actually already have a disguise then. I'll say that you have a. Are you in there as a like a guard uniform or as just like a teller? What is your ready-made false identity?
What would give me the most clearance? Because I'd assume I would know that beforehand if we're getting all this detail.
It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Like it would be weird for a guard to wander into administration without cause, and it would be weird for a teller to be wandering around the security station and poking around in there.
Mm. I see that our biggest problem would probably be the security detail, and I would probably say I'm a guard.
Okay. So yeah, you have a ready-made disguise and false identity as a new guard that could that is joining the ranks today.
Okay. So
All right, and I don't necessarily have anything in my repertoire to prepare here, so I'm just going to spend the evening again just chatting with Mithron, speaking of our previous exploits, kind of reliving the glory days.
All right, so this is happening within 24 hours, right? The when we get in the bank.
What's that?
We'll be inside the bank within 24 hours from now.
probably more like
Yeah.
12-ish.
Okay, so I could tinker one of each type of toy
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to have options.
Okay, that's fine. You have one of each kind. Anyone else up to anything?
I just want to head to a tavern.
Okay. And what about our con man? What's he doing for the night?
He's probably gonna just go and really just kind of meander around the town, like circumstantially walking by the bank, just to kind of get a look at it, get an idea as to what is going on, or like
Okay.
where they're going to be going into.
All right, so
Then probably
everyone's
retire for the night.
okay. So our gnome sort of retires to work on making some tinker toys for the plan tomorrow. Our infiltrator just sort of hangs out with his mentor, Mithron, for the evening. Our con man is sort of wandering the city, getting the lay of the land, and our enforcer is going off to have a couple drinks. Yeah. So okay. So our con man has a ready-made identity. Our technician has a set of each of the 3 different tinker toys ready to go. And yeah, you guys meet up tomorrow, and you guys are at the bank now. Why are these so big? Let me get these back down to size. And you guys now have control over these tokens too, theoretically.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, you guys could walk in the front door, go towards the bathroom. You guys could go up to the sneak up to the roof. What's your plan here?
Wait, I stop everyone.
Okay.
Before we go, I have something that I do before every heist that I've been a part of, and I haven't been caught yet, so I would prefer to keep doing it and keep not getting caught. And I kind of beckon everyone to gather around me, and I take out 9 gold coins, and I place 1 in each of their hands and say, "This is for Bashaba, goddess of misfortune. May she not plague us today." I take out another gold coin and I place them all in their hands. "This is for Mask, the god of thieves. May he smile on our heist." And I take out the final gold coin, put it in all their hands, and say, "This is for Timora, goddess of good fortune. Let's get out of this alive."
That is some awesome flavor, dude. I love it. All right, so yeah, you receive a gift of 3 coins from your good enforcer friend.
And I'm just thinking, sucker, I've got 3 more gold.
You know, having been through many heists before, I kind of understand the ritual preparation. So I just grasp the coins, kind of pocket them, and give them a head nod.
Okay.
All right. So, anything else? Because if not, I'm going to just, make my way in because I don't need disguise.
So I say we definitely let him go in first. And I'm speaking to the other guy still around me. I say we let him go in first. He's already got a disguise. It may be a little too convenient if we walk in right beside the new guy. In fact, we may all want to kind of go in separately. So
Okay.
pace ourselves.
Yep. So I'm just making my way in, and just
All right. So
gonna...
as you enter the lobby, the door opens at you open the door just past noon, and it is crowded in here. There's quite a few patrons waiting in line for those 2 tellers who are at the center 2 stations there. The 3rd teller is off to the left, sitting at a booth by himself at a booth labeled customer service. And he has no one in line for customer service right now, so he's just sort of on his own, doing work and manning that station while the 2 tellers in the center are dealing with the mob of people who are trying to conduct their midday banking. You see a number of guards stationed around pretty much at every door, except for the bathrooms, guarding the doors. And yeah, that's what you see. It's a pretty crowded scene here. What do you do?
Well, assuming we would kind of be staggering ourselves in, so we're not rushing as was explained, I'd probably just go over here kind of just greet the guards as well as the customer service guy.
And you're already wearing your disguise, yeah?
Oh yeah, no, I just come
Okay.
prepared to work.
All right. Well, the guard officer there who says, "Oh, you new? I haven't seen you
Yeah,
before."
yeah, I just got hired the other day. First day on the job.
Ah, no kidding. Make a deception check with advantage.
Here we go.
All right. He says, "Wow, okay, that's weird. The boss didn't say anyone new was coming in today, but yeah, I mean, I know he's been trying to hire. So yeah, why don't you step on through? Have you been given the tour already?"
I've seen the conference room, but that's about it.
Okay.
Good point.
So he's like, "Okay, I'll give you a tour then." He motions to the other guard that's standing next to him. He says, "Just watch this door. I'm gonna show the new guy around real quick. And get him set up. And I'll be back in a few minutes." And the guard nods, says, "Yes, sir." So he turns to the door that's right next to him, pulls out a key from his pocket, unlocks it, and steps you through.
And I follow.
Yep. Okay, so he's like, "Okay, well, this is you just saw the lobby. This is the north hallway here." And he starts walking up the hall. On the left is administration. That's where some of the office workers are, and the manager's office is back there. On the right up here is is the door that goes behind the teller counter. On the right here is the break room. That good place to hang out, have lunch. Some people like having lunch out in the courtyard. If you want to do that, there's some keys in there. Just make sure you disable the alarm and unlock the door before doing that. Remember when you use the warded key to disable the alarm, that only turns it off for 1 minute, so you have to redo it on the way back in too. And he steps up to the cross here as he's explaining to you about leaving through the south exit. And he points to the right. He says, "Well, you've seen the conference room, so you know that's at the end of the hall there. The first door right here, the big one, is obviously the main vault. Past that's the safe deposit box. Pretty much the manager, the manager handles all of that. We'll train you on procedures for when the vault doors are open too. But a manager that's not right now. That's only at the beginning and end of the day. The manager handles all the safe deposit box stuff too, so you don't really have to worry about that."
Do we have anyone coming in today? I mean, I'm gonna be kind of
In the safe
around.
deposit box?
I want to make sure if anyone's coming in, I don't,
Well, I wouldn't know. Only that Airhead Candy handles that, so not to my knowledge, but it could be. He turns to the left and he says, "Over here is a staff bathroom, a little bit cleaner than the public ones. Over here is a maintenance access down to the sewers. That's always locked. You don't need to worry about that unless the alarm starts going off in there. If you really need to get in there, the key is somewhere in the manager's office, but really that you don't have to worry about that. Only maintenance people use that, and anyone who managed to break in down there they wouldn't be able to get in because there's no way to access the bank from inside there, really. There's a storage closet over here. He keeps, some winter harvest decorations and shit in there. Some various office supplies. He walks in. He's like, "Here's kind of our area here. This is the security station." And excuse me. He nods to the two guards that are in there, another officer and another guard. There's only two people in the security station right now. He says, "Hey guys, this is the new guy. What's your name again?"
I would probably just say Lorenzo because that's not a real name to begin with.
Okay. This is the new guy, Lorenzo. He's gonna be working with us. And he says, he's like, we can get in through the east entrance here, just as a staff entrance, in case you don't want to go through the main lobby to get back here when you arrive. Just make sure, make sure you're real deliberate about your movements. If they're moving gold in and out of the vault, there's some really specific procedures for that. If anyone pushes you aside and says no, you can't go in there right now, they're not trying to be rude. They're just trying to keep everything safe. You know all about that, seeing as how that's your job now.
Right, understand.
And he's like, but yeah, if the procedure for coming in this entrance is just to sort of knock on the exterior window there, let them know you're coming in. They'll unlock the doors, the exterior doors for you. You step in, they'll see you through the window. Wait until they wave you through, because if you step past that yellow line, that's there, an alarm will sound. They have to disable that first, and then there's also a button in here, and he motions to right about here that that controls the iron gate. Like this thing right here is like a chain link fence with gates sort of in there. So you can sort of see through it, but there's no like knob or anything on it. It's mechanically controlled from inside the security station.
Okay.
He's like, okay, and last stop on our tour is the locker room. And as you open the door to the locker room, there are 3 people hanging out in here. Hang on. I'm gonna have to do this individually because for some reason it's grabbing. Yeah, there's another guard officer, one of the priestesses. He says we have priestesses from the Temple of Helm who maintain the wards and stuff that serve as the alarms and as the protections for the vaults and windows and doors. So all our magical security are handled by these priestesses. So we keep them on site here. Don't let their pretty faces fool you. They're pretty tough. And he escorts you up, and shoot. And he says he walks you around the back where these 3 people are having their conversation, sort of on their own. And he's like, there's lots of empty lockers here. You can just grab whichever one you want. And as you look around, what you see is, yeah, there are a lot of empty lockers. And there are some lockers that are locked, but there are a number of ones that are just open and have uniforms just sitting inside of them. And he says, okay, well, once you're done, sort of getting settled into your locker here.
Dollar signs appear on in his eyes.
Just sort of go to the security station. They'll get you sort of set up with sort of your first day responsibilities. I didn't know there was anyone coming in, so we don't really have normally we have a training person, someone assigned to help train you for the day that you sort of shadow for the first, week or so that you're here. But since we didn't know you were coming in, we don't really know who that's supposed to be. So the bank manager should be back from his meeting in about an hour or so. At that point, we'll sort of get you set up with someone. But until then, you can just sort of get set up here and get comfortable and just hang out in a security station for a while. And I'll leave you here. And he sort of turns tail and heads back towards the lobby.
All right, thank you.
So you are in the locker room. And,
yes.
And yeah, you hear the 3 people sort of just hanging out. They're shooting the shit, just having their own conversation about how work's going. The priestess says something derogatory about the executive assistant, who she thinks is kind of just a waste of space. And yeah, they're just having their grand old time, just hanging out on their own. What do you do?
Well, I'd probably just
actually at this point I want to check in with actually the other 3 people. So
sounds good.
So yeah, you guys are sort of made your way in. You scoped out the lobby. You saw the same thing that Lorenzo saw when he entered the lobby. And you guys have made your way into the bathroom. You probably heard over your Stone of Far speech that he's made it to the locker room. And if there's anything that you would like to communicate to them over your Stone of Far speech, you're welcome to do so now.
Yeah, I would probably just let them know that we have 3 people in the locker room and all the open lockers are in the back. So if we can get back there, it would be a lot smoother, especially if I could and then I could distract them because I'm the new guy. They saw me walk in. So that way it doesn't seem like 4 people just appeared out of nowhere.
Okay. How's everyone else reacting now?
So I'm just going to ask him over the stone. Do you think you would be able to grab a few of those uniforms and pass it up to a vent if I were to get near there?
I just need to take a look at the overview again because I don't see the.
Sorry, here, I'll actually pull the vent in. Move this to the map layer. You're not. I don't know where the freaking. Actually, are they? Okay. I'm gonna move these to the map layer too. So yeah, you could see those vent coverings over you too.
Yeah.
And they're probably only about 8 feet above you, or. So it probably wouldn't be that hard to sort of pass things up if someone reached down.
Yeah, no, I could definitely pass them up. How thick are the slots on the vent? Like, how much space is there?
You wouldn't be able to pass things through it. You'd have to remove the vent grating to do so.
Okay.
That's probably easier to do from above than below.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have to jump up and punch it and break my hand because, I'm a talker, not a hitter. So, yeah, I would say it's probably best to have someone go on through and then have me pass them up and then maybe come down in one of the other vents that aren't, in the nearby area. Because like I said, if 3 more people just kind of appeared from thin air, would be good. Pretty noticeable.
Right. I think once we get these uniforms, we could even do the same thing you did, essentially. Make our way out of the bank and in through the east entrance, just posing as new hires to work our way in, possibly.
The only concern with that is you see how busy it is. They might just put you to work.
True. Would that be the worst thing, though? We could blend in for a moment.
Yeah, but if you're there for over an hour, we're done. We have a small window.
True. Well, I think the first thing we need to do is to get these uniforms, so we could start making short work of this vent in the restroom, and I'll meet up with you shortly.
Yeah, once we get that done, I'm gonna pop over to the break room and get the key to the courtyard. That way, we're not worrying about that in the future.
Okay. All right. So what's happening in the bathroom right now then?
So I wash my hands first because I just used the bathroom.
Right.
Then I make my way over to the vent
and
kind of examine it a bit.
You examine it and you see that they're bolted in. They're like someone's used like a rivet gun to sort of affix the 4 corners of the vent there, and so it's not as simple as just unscrewing them. It might be kind of tough.
I'm going to look over at our half-orc friend and just give him a nod, kind of nod him towards the vent.
And I will take out my crowbar and start working on the vent.
All right, make a strength check with advantage.
Crowbar is crowbar. Good.
And sure enough, you rip, with one pry, you rip the vent cover off the wall, and it sort of topples to the floor. But instead of a loud crash, you hear it's almost like barely more than a pin drop, as the vent cover hits the ground, thanks to your gauntlets of quiet hands. And and there you go. You have an open vent.
And I bow and I move back.
All right, now I'm going to kind of step back a second, look over at our gnome friend, and kind of motion him towards the vent.
Alright. Now I cast Detect Magic.
All right, you cast Detect Magic, and you peek inside the vent. You look left and you look right. You see nothing on the left, and when you look right, you see a shimmering outline of what you can tell is some form of magic, and you can tell that it is illusion magic. There is an illusion covering something there, and as you realize there's an illusion, it sort of dissipates for you, and what you see is a tripwire trap inside the vent there.
Well, we've got a tripwire here on the right side.
And yeah, that is 20 feet up.
Okay. So, thinking this over again, kind of thinking of our plan, it wouldn't make sense for this to be the only trap in the entire ventilation system. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to kind of nudge the gnome. If that's the phrase, I guess. I'm going to kind of nudge the gnome and kind of motion that we may both need to go into this vent. So if he can dispel these illusions, I can disable the physical trap itself, and we could kind of, since we're both small of stature, work our way through this ventilation shaft.
All right, well, so let's deal with the first trap here for a second. So, as he describes the illusion that's covering it, you can see through the illusion now too. You see the tripwire trap clear as day.
Okay. So I'm going to attempt to disable this trap.
Yeah, do a dex check with thieves' tools. That's a nat 20.
And a nat 1.
It's either or with me. There's no in between.
Hey, that's my job.
All right, so yeah, you quickly clip the tripwire trap, and yeah, that's out of the way. You're gonna proceed up towards the. You're gonna crawl up through the vents towards the locker room now.
Yes, and I'm going to attempt to check for any traps along the way that I may be able to see.
Okay.
Um,
I'll keep that in mind when. All right. So how closely is the gnome following behind you?
I am right on his tail.
All right. I want you both to make stealth checks. The infiltrator does so with advantage due to his boots of straight creeping.
Whew, good thing I had advantage.
Alright, so I've never used roll 20. How'd I do?
I think you just click on stealth, right, on your character sheet. I
Yeah,
actually don't
yeah.
know because I've never done this from player
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, when you go to your character sheet, you just look at the skill that you want to make a check with, and then just click on the name of the skill, and it'll throw it into chat.
Character sheet. Just click on stealth.
Yep, there you go.
All right, so you're not quite as stealthy as you move through the vents, but it doesn't seem to be drawing any attention. So I'm gonna say that you guys make it up here. You guys make it to 1 second. You guys, I'm gonna actually just slide you guys up on my own here. You guys make it. Ooh, shit! I didn't mean to move that desk too.
You're so good at thieving, you stole the desk.
You guys make it to here, and you can again spot an illusion that's ahead. That is here,
Okay.
right there.
Alright.
So that one's not too much of a concern for us now, so I'm just going to continue to make my way to the locker room.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you make it to the locker room. You make it above that vent, and you look down. And what's Lorenzo up to at this point?
Basically, just waiting, looking up, hoping for a signal, but just, stretching, pretending to be busy,
Okay.
inspecting his weapons.
Okay. as the infiltrator sort of looks down here, he sees that the vent cover isn't really secured with anything at all. He can easily just lift it out. He has to do it carefully to make sure there's no noise made, but he can make a stealth check with advantage to try to remove the grate if you'd like.
Okay.
All right, and sure enough, easily you remove that grate, set it down silently, and you're ready to receive whatever wares that your con man friend passes up. So Lorenzo, you're rifled through some lockers, I'm sure. What do you have ready for them?
I would have, well, first and foremost, we have some short people here. Do we have anything that fits them?
You don't really see any guard uniforms that would fit the size small people, but there are some regular like teller and office worker uniforms that would fit them if you.
Yeah, then I would obviously hand those up. Now I'm just thinking if you said there was just clerk uniforms that I could see, right? Because if that's the case, I just pass only clerk uniforms.
Oh no, there's guard uniforms too. It's just the ones that fit. There's none. You can only find you can't find any ones like in the guard uniforms that are small enough to fit.
Right. Well, and then I would think for a second and just hand up both a clerk and a guard uniform because I have no idea what our orc friend would want.
All right, so you pass up 3 clerk uniforms and a guard uniform?
Yes, and I shut the lockers so no one sees, oh, they're empty. They were, you know, full a second ago.
All right, so yeah, you pass those up. And now you have those things. What do?
All right, so I guess we're just gonna make our way back to the restroom.
Again, I'd like you guys to make some stealth checks. I'd like yeah, okay.
Oh boy.
You see a spider and you freak out.
I'm gonna say that as you guys make it about to here, and our gnome stumbles a little bit, and you actually hear you actually hear a voice from below say, "Anyone hear that?" And another voice from a desk over says, "Hear what?" She says, "I thought I heard like a scratching noise, like above." And the other voice says, "No, you're crazy. You're hearing things again, Candy. You don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "All right, if you say so." And she goes back about her business. And yes, you guys make it back to the bathroom. Though you should be careful if you're going to be in the vents any longer, because it sounds like people are starting to get wary of that. All right, so yeah, you distribute stuff. Enforcer friend, which uniform do you take? Do you take the guard or you take the clerk?
I take the clerk.
Take the clerk. All right, well, I'm gonna flash back up to our con man now. Okay, so you've just passed those things up. What happens now?
Okay, in that case, I would see that we don't have anyone dropping down in with me, so that way I don't think I would really need to cover, but I would greet these 3 people as I walk by, saying, "Hi, I'm the new guy. Go easy on me. My first day."
Like, this place isn't that. This place is, we're pretty friendly here. Don't worry about it. You're gonna do just fine here, buddy.
All right.
And they sort of nod to you as you go back about your business.
Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of meander about, just nothing, just kind of doing a faux patrol, maybe poke my head in the break room, see if
All
anyone's
right.
in there.
As you open the door to the break room, as you approach the door, you actually hear a lot of activity coming from the break room. There's a lot of voices going on in there, and as you poke your head in, you see quite a few people. Some guard officers, guards, and it looks like several of the tellers who are currently on break alike, all enjoying sort of hanging out and shooting the shit in here. On your left is a kind of it's a like kind of a granite countertop where there are like some like clean dishes and stuff. There's a sink there, and to the right of that there's a cabinet, a wooden cabinet that is currently closed. And you kind of poke your head in, and the first person sort of turns around and says, "Oh, you knew?"
Yeah, just, getting a lay of the land. We walked by here, and I figured I'd just poke my head in, see if anyone's there. Hello.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, hi. Come on in. What are you up to?"
I just, walking over to the nearest, they're kind of like at the nearest table, but it's kind of central since I'm new and everyone's looking at me. I was like,
Right.
oh, I'm just waiting for the boss to get back, have him show me more in depth what I'm doing. Right now, I'm just kind of, general patrol.
And they go, "Oh yeah, leave it to Mr. Marquis to take off on the day new fire's coming in." So yeah, you're welcome to hang out here in the meantime if you'd like. Um, you know, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, no, might I might pop out in a minute or two. Might come back and just keep introducing myself. I might come back. I was told there was a key to the courtyard, and I'd like to maybe get a look at that, see if anyone's out there I could say hi to.
Like, well, I think it's kind of a cold day. I don't think anyone's having lunch outside, but if you really want to, I suppose you could take a look.
Hmm.
They're located inside that cabinet over there, and they motion to the to this one right here. Just
All right.
make sure you bring him back for the end of the before the end of the break. And if you really want to go out there, I'd be happy to show you. I don't want you to accidentally set off an alarm by accident on your first day. It wouldn't be a good showing.
Yeah, actually, I was told that I've seen the alarms around. I was told to disarm them, but yeah, how would you go about doing that?
They're like, it's easy. So each alarm's actually is like from a control box, and those are the red boxes on the map.
Right.
So all you have to do is take the shining silver key that's in there, and put it in the key slot that's next to that's on the alarm panel, and that'll turn it off for a minute, and then you just take the brass key that's there to actually open the door. And then you can sort of step out in the courtyard. Just make sure on the way back in, there's a key slot to the right of the doorway that you'd have to slip the silver key back into to disarm it again on your way in, and make sure you relock the door behind you when you come back in, the physical door.
Okay. Well, that is very good to know. I don't want to, be first day on guard duty and cause an alarm. That'd be really bad.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't reflect well on your first review.
No. Well, and then I would probably just, take a look, see how many keys are in the cabinet. If there's just one.
There are actually 5 of each.
Okay, well, then I would probably just grab one, look at it, maybe just then just keep hold of it and say, yeah, no, I definitely bring this back. Like I said, I'm gonna walk around.
Well, they're like, why don't you just leave it in there until you're ready to actually head outside? And they don't spend too much time outside. Probably shouldn't. It probably isn't a great idea for you to be wandering off with keys on your first day. So
Now, question: was that a clerk or a guard saying that?
it was a clerk, and one of the guards agrees, and he says, "Yeah, I mean, like, we're pretty particular about chain of command of keys around here. Like these ones are a little bit freer, but just until you kind of learn your way around, you might want to,
Right.
be
And
careful which keys you take and wander off with, because it's pretty.
I look at
You gotta check them out when you do it, and then you have to make sure they're back within half an hour.
I'd smile. I'd just smile and laugh. Like, you there? You sure you should be a clerk? You got a good guard head on you.
And he goes, well, we work in close proximity. We're,
Then I'd just put it back and say, well, like I said, I'm gonna go run around, make sure everyone knows that I'm the new guy.
All right.
Might pop back later.
Have
So
a good
if
one.
you're here, I'll see you. Then I'd just leave and go back on my patrol.
Okay. Flopping back to our other three people. What's going on with you guys?
We changed our disguises, right?
Yep.
In the bathroom?
I mean, I'm in a stall, so
Okay.
gonna
Well,
change.
it's fine.
the
No
stall.
one walks in.
So what's the plan? Where are we going, fellas?
Good question.
I mean, are we gonna try to get in from the outside, or are we gonna just walk right in past the guards?
See, so I was thinking, since I'm fairly stealthy, I could probably sneak in through the vent, like back through the vent.
Okay.
And then you guys, because we don't want, maybe all three of us popping through the front lobby entrance or the side entrance saying we're all new hires. Maybe a bit more suspicious that way. So I'm thinking about I can sneak in, just act like I've already been let through. Maybe even meet up with our con man, and then let you two enter however you believe may be best.
Okay. So where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
My plan, are there kind of like there's vents or whatever in this? Are there vents in the staff bathroom? Is that what this is?
Yes, that is what you did. And the last time you passed over it, there was no one in there, to your best of your knowledge. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I'm going to try to sneak through the vent up to the staff
Make a
bathroom.
stealth roll with advantage. All right, yeah, you make it down there pretty easily. You sort of scan everything from the staff bathroom, and you pop the cover off and manage to get down there without much problem. Where's everyone else right now?
Hey, no.
Yeah.
How about you go through that back entrance, and then I'll go through the lobby. That way, it doesn't look too conspicuous. Considering you look like a guard, you could probably get through the guard entrance, but I think I gotta go through the front.
I was a clerk, I
Are
think.
you the
Yeah,
clerk?
no, you're both clerks.
Yeah. Now, when I handed him, I went ahead and handed him both of the outfits. I mean, I don't need the guard outfit; it doesn't fit me.
Right.
So I don't know if he still has that in his bag, but he could have the option of going guard or clerk, depending on what the con man.
Yeah, I forgot we had far zones and I could have asked, but talking to myself in the locker room maybe not the best idea.
All right, so what are you guys doing? Come on.
All right. Well, I'm walking out, and I'm heading towards the guard.
All right, are you with him, or are you guys going separate?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Well, only clerk uniforms would fit me, and that east hallway entrance is like a guard entrance, right?
I mean,
So-
it's not specific. It's kind of a general employee entrance that can be used.
Well, wonder if
It's up to you.
it might be kind of weird to walk out of the building through the lobby as an employee and then go back around, or I could do that, or I could change back, exit the building, change, and go back. I don't know. But I guess one of us maybe could go through that east hallway.
You could always just follow me.
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right. So as you exit the bathroom, the guard that's on your left there kind of sees you do this, and he thinks this is a little bit strange. Who's taking the lead here as you kind of walk up to talk to these guys?
I'm taking the lead.
Okay. So you kind of you walk up, and as the enforcer's up front here, the guards kind of look at you guys both suspiciously, and they say, "Excuse us for a second," and they actually both step through this door. And they appear to be having a conversation of some sort. What are you two doing while this is happening?
I'm actually walking kind of down towards the clerk's door here, and then I see the guard, and so I kind of approach him, like kind of walking past the door a bit, walking up to the guard.
All right, as they step through, they close the door, and they're like, "What do you think that's about?" And they're like, "I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what's happening here, but we should probably not let them go anywhere until we can get the bank manager back here to figure out what's happening." Yeah, they sort of agree on that, and they sort of step through the door. They're like, and they ask, "Can I help you too?"
I think we'd use our Farstones to let them know. Just like have it on transmit to them so they hear that.
You guys, you two have heard this conversation. How do
So
you
did
react?
I get a chance? Did I get a chance to talk to the guard while they were on this side?
I mean, if you want to say something real quick before they go through.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, hey, me and my guard friend here are fairly new, but we were supposed to meet up with another clerk, or some clerks, to meet up with us for some training today. Have you seen them around? We can't seem to find them.
And they, as you say that, they kind of look at you suspiciously, and they're like, "What's going on here? Explain yourself right now."
I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I'm brand new. They just let me in a bit ago. I'm trying to figure out where the training is, but I guess there's no manager here from what I've heard.
Make a deception check. They're like, "Something's up. How well do you know those two people who are outside? Because there's something not right about them."
I mean, I don't really know any of the employees here fairly well, but I have been told that apparently today's there's been a lot of new hires. We're all kind of wandering around aimlessly. Someone was supposed to meet us here, but we can't seem to find anybody. So I mean, honestly, we've just been kind of walking the halls in the lobby, looking for where we're supposed to go for training. We're kind of confused ourselves.
All right, well, you should probably report to administration, but don't worry about those other two people that are supposed to be joining you. You go about your business with the other new hire that's already in here, and don't worry about those two. We need to check them out before we let them back here. And again,
Okay.
you guys are hearing this through the storms of our speech. How are you reacting to this?
I think I am leaving the lobby and heading outside.
All right. So you see your half-orc friend start turning tail and walk out. What are you doing, technician?
Seems like a pretty good idea.
I want to walk out and around.
All right.
over here.
So these guys step out and they're like, and they sort of return to their stations, and they notice that you two are gone, and they kind of shrug at each other, and they're like, "That's super weird."
It was probably a ghost.
Well, yeah, they just sort of return to their stations, and they look a little bit on guard as they proceed. And this one actually sort of walks across the lobby to start talking to the other two, and you guys sort of see that as you tail it out of there.
Well, that was weird. Didn't even say anything, and they're not even letting us pass. I don't know if these disguises are the greatest, but I guess we gotta try to go around.
All right, so you guys are heading up towards the east entrance.
Yes.
As you approach, the guard officer up there greets you, says, "Who are you guys?"
You don't know who we are? I've been working at this place for 12 years. What do you mean? You don't know who I am? Come on, man.
Oh my god. Okay, make a stealth or make a deception check.
Oh God.
So you say this, and the guys are like, "You don't work here. What are you talking about? I've been working here for 3 years. You haven't set foot in this establishment once before. What is this? Some kind of prank or something? What are you guys doing?" You guys can also hear this over your Stones of Fire speech. What are you guys thinking right
They're
now?
from the southern branch. Yeah,
So I
the
kind
people-
of look over to the con man. I mean, should we try to help them out? Should we go talk to the guards at the door? Like, what should we do here?
It's like, what do we? That's an excellent question. I mean, well, I'm just. If a clerk goes, that might be weird.
Right, and I mean, you're the smooth talker, so maybe you can go work some magic.
I don't know. They know I'm the new guy, but yeah, I'll just pop over and see what's going on, or
I
just
see. Where are you going? Like
walk
into the
over
security
there and
station?
then. I'm just walking over down the east towards the east exit.
And I'm going to kind of head towards the break room, introduce myself as he's doing that.
That's a cabinet. Doors down there.
Oh, they're both brown. So
I
confusing.
know.
Sorry.
Introduce yourself through the cabinet.
Walk through the cabinet, just phase through the wall.
Bash your head in through it. I'm the Kool-Aid man, don't you know? Anyway, yeah, I'd probably just walk down here. Like, I'd assume I could hear from. This is like what, 35, 40 feet? Yeah, 40 feet.
I mean
Correct.
there's a too close. Like this is like an iron gate that's attached to a fence, and this is a closed iron door that's leading to the exterior of the building. You can't see or hear anything except through your Stone of Fire speech.
Hmm.
There is a window to the outside over here, and there's a window that leads to this like sort of entrance area inside a security station. But
Well, probably just poke my head in and come in with a fake question like, hey, quick, what's going on outside?
they're
'Cause I
like,
get this.
and these guys are sort of like, I don't know. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like someone who just like who I've never seen before just claimed that they've been working here for years. This is really weird. I'm wondering whether we should, sound an alarm and get the cops here or something. I don't. Maybe these guys are just like practical jokesters. I don't really understand what's happening out there right now.
I mean, I know we don't really have. I don't know what to do. I mean, worst case, we just bring them up, and we don't really have a brig, but we have a storage closet.
This is actually as you walk into the security station, this is actually like a small like containment area that's supposed to be for like holding people who are before the police arrive. So that's actually a small like locked cage.
Okay, I was going to say we'd throw them in the storage brig, but yeah, no. In that case, like, oh, well, maybe we should just see how this plays for a second, and then don't want to jump if it's just some, prankster mail service like, hey, it's actually for your buddy Hans down the street.
Okay, so yeah, you guys you're observing what's going on in the scene outside.
Yeah, and I'd be over here.
Enforcer
Totally
and
not by the
technician,
button.
hello.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, well, at this point, you guys have been quiet for a while, and the guys just say, okay, here's the deal. You're going to turn around and walk away right now, or things are going to get real bad for you. I don't know what you're playing at, but I don't want any part of it. I'm going to collect my paycheck and go home today without any incident. So you're going to leave right now.
I have a wife. I have kids.
I don't give a shit
need
about
to
your
go to
wife and
work.
kids.
Let me in. I need to go to work.
No, I'm not opening this door for you.
I'm gonna get right up in his face. Let me in.
Make an intimidation check.
Nice double 17.
Look, buddy, I don't understand. Like, listen, I get it, you want to go inside, but this is a bank. I can't just let you in. Like, why would I do that? Do you know how hard my life gets if you go and create some trouble inside, and I can't and I let you do that?
What kind of trouble am I gonna make? I'm a fucking clerk. I'm just here to take orders, do my job, and like you, collect my paycheck and go home. Come on, man. I understand that I'm not the. I don't exactly have the job that you would remember. You guards, you're important. Keep all this money safe. I just come in and take orders. People tell me where to go, what to do.
Make a deception check. I mean,
Welcome to the brig.
listen, like, I don't. It's like, tell you what. I'm gonna open this door, and you're gonna sit in the security station until we figure out what the hell's going on with you. Because I'm absolutely positive I would have seen you here before at some point over the last 3 years. So they actually motion to the guard in here, who steps up, pushes a button. This door unlocks. They push it open, and he kind of pushes you forward first, and this guard kind of shrugs and like pushes the button. It pushes another button in here, and this one sort of walks up over to you and says, "Excuse me." He sort of steps past you and pulls the lever to open this. So this door now swings open. And they sort of like grab you by the both him and the other guard sort of like grab you by the arm and escort you towards the door here. And lead you inside. And the officer says, "I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy." And like, I'm assuming did you follow these guys in, technician?
Sure.
All right, so you're behind them. He says, "I don't know." And he says, "I don't know what's going on with these two guys, but open the cage, keep them in there until the manager gets back, but we can sort all this out because I am so confused with what's happening here right now." And this is the situation. So they start moving towards the cage. This guy unlocks it. And what's happening right now?
Well, I do have something for this exact situation. I was hoping to use it later, but things are kind of going,
All right. What are you doing?
Well, I just want to see this real quick. Once per day for 10 seconds. Be like, guys, hold on a second. Just, I found something really. Let me see. Days for 10 seconds. Oh god, I'm scared. Because this could just screw everything up, but, you know, live and let die.
Okay, so all right, so you start channeling this, and it starts to glow brightly. And they can see this. You've been channeling it for about 2 seconds. They're like, "Hey, what's going on there? What's that?"
I don't know. I think that gnome guy, he's doing something to me. I'm just, what's going on?
They started turning towards the gnome guy, like, "What are you doing, gnome?" And they're starting to get a little bit agitated now. It's been about 4 or 5 seconds that you've been channeling this. Keep in mind they're looking at the gnome right now, not at you.
Yeah, because
I shove the guard next to me, this guard, and I walk towards. I walk here towards him.
And they start the motions. Now they're all drawing swords and they're looking at you. They're getting ready to maul you. It's been about 7 seconds.
and now I'm pointing out. Wait, I think it's this, and I pull out the crystal and show it to them.
Eyes.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second here. I need to actually pull up their stat blocks here to make a charisma saving throw. Okay. So
Hilarious.
charisma plus 0. They don't have any. All right, so I'm gonna roll one for each individual one. I rolled a d12 by accident. Number 1 down here fails.
Yay.
Going clockwise here. Next. Fails. Next. Fails. Next. Fails. These guys all fall to the ground asleep.
All right, now let's just throw them in the brig real quick.
So yeah, you pop open. Yeah, you guys are free to. There's a. It's already been unlocked. And you guys are free to pop that open.
So we're throwing them all in the storage container.
Yeah, I mean, where else are we gonna put them? Unless there's like under the countertop, there's like cabinets you can stuff them in. Have them take a nap down there.
This little cabinet right here is actually probably big enough to fit 2 people in there if you try to jam them.
Oh yeah, then let's do that. They're just taking a nap.
All right. Well, but only 2 people can fit in there. You have to do something with the other 2.
I drag the other 2 into the storage container.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna grab 2 and 2. Doot. Okay, these guys are all sleeping and in there. I'm assuming you close that up and lock it.
Yes, and do we have anything to cover the 2 in the brig so they don't know it's guards? They just think it's some troublemakers we threw in there.
Unless you guys have like a blanket or something. It's just like
Just strip their armor off. No one will know.
That would take like 15 minutes because I'm assuming that's heavy armor.
that's actually leather armor.
Oh, that takes a minute then. Then that's not really hiding, but still, free leather armor.
Okay, you yank off their armor, and I guess lay them face down so no one can see their faces as soon as they walk in.
Yeah.
Okay, what's happening now, guys?
Okay, we flawlessly infiltrated the building. Flawlessly.
I just kind of face palm, just oh my god, should have just done this myself.
Hey, I didn't get caught. I gave them choices.
Well,
I only got caught twice.
I'm pretty much.
Man, if I didn't...
Our gnome friend didn't exactly help me out.
Guys, if I didn't need you to carry all that stuff, I could have left you in the jail to rot. But I didn't, because I'm a nice guy.
All right, so I'm gonna. I was kind of heading that way since I heard this commotion, but since I've heard that they've got everything under control, the guards are asleep. I'm gonna start heading back towards the staff bathroom and up into the vent if I can.
Okay. Did you actually go into the break room at any point?
Yeah, yeah.
What'd you do when
I
you were
kind of
there?
went. I was just introducing myself and then headed back out.
Okay.
Just hey, I'm one of the new clerks. There's a few new hires here today. I think you met one of the guards that I saw in the hallway. He told me to come in here and introduce myself,
Okay.
and then I was heading back out. Since I heard all this going on, I kind of cut it short and was like, but yeah, I guess I'm sure I'll see you guys throughout the rest of the day. I've been told I got to go find this training.
Okay. And they're like, okay, see ya, bye. Yeah, okay, so you're going to the staff bathroom and you're doing what now?
I'm gonna try to sneak back up into the vent if I can.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. Where are you going?
I'm gonna attempt to go to this vent over the manager's office.
All right. Attempt a stealth check with advantage again. Good. All right. You're there,
Whew! I got scared at first, and I remembered it was with advantage. Okay.
and you pop that vent cover off, and you see the manager's office is clear.
All right, so I'm going to drop down in, and then I'm going to try to kind of scan around the room to see if I might know where he would be stored.
You know from the policies and procedures manual of opening the safe deposit box vault that the keys for the the vault are located along the right side of the manager's desk in the top drawer.
Okay. Can I examine the desk for like any traps or switches to unlock the door? See if it's a drawer. See if it's locked. Anything like that.
Make an investigation check. You don't see any traps on the desk at all. The top drawer is locked. Pretty much all the drawers on this manager's desk are locked, but you could, it's not magically locked. You could pick the lock if you need to.
Okay. Can I attempt to pick the lock?
Yeah.
All right. Is that any check, or do I just
Thieves
pick the
tools.
lock? Thieves tools.
Yeah.
Is that just a dex check?
I think if you click on Thieves Tools, it'll do the thing.
Yeah, you just need to click on Thieves Tools. It
And
should
then your
have
proficiency
the
at the bottom left corner of your
proficiency
character
within
sheet.
it.
Or not quite.
Oh, they're there. Yeah, for
Yeah.
some reason I was trying to click on them on the item list. Okay, let me see if this works. There we go, 24.
All right, yeah, you pop the you deftly pop the lock open on the on that top drawer, and you open it, and you see a bright silver key and a large iron key, and you intuit that one is for the magical security, the bright silver one, and one's for the gate itself, the iron one.
All right, I'm gonna pocket both of the keys.
Okay.
Shut the drawer.
Okay.
And attempt to just pop right back up into the vent if I can.
All right, where are you going?
Well, for now, I'm just going to kind of move away from the vent itself, back into this little junction here, and just use the stone to let the rest of them know, hey, I've got the key. We need to move on with the rest of this plan.
Okay. Reactions. What are you guys up to?
All right, where do you want me? 'Cause, I can't. Well, obviously, I can't talk for shit, and I can't fit in it.
Really would have been better if you took the guard uniform, but
Well, I
We all
can
make
take one now.
He's not wrong.
might be the better option for you.
All right, I stripped one of the guards.
Well, you already
Is
did
your-
that, so.
All right, well, I have put on the guard uniform.
I just got to know out of character. Is your intelligence negative by chance?
No, it's not, actually. He's actually pretty smart.
Okay. Anyways,
All right, I'm just gonna take up my station at the security station. Guess I'll just watch the door.
yeah, pretend to be a security guard. I'll I think we'll just contact you over the stones
Sounds good
once
to
we
me.
got a plan.
All right. So, where's our infiltrator right now?
I'm gonna start heading back towards the staff bathroom. That's just been kind of my infiltration point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of scan the bathroom, see if anyone's in there.
Up, clear again.
All right, I'm gonna drop down.
All right.
And I'm just gonna kind of stay in here for now until the other people get in place.
Okay, well, I would leave the security station now that the situation's been resolved in the most efficient way possible.
Situation.
And yeah, I'd assume you'd tell us that you're going to be situated in the staff bathroom.
Yeah, just let them know, hey, I'm in the staff bathroom currently.
Okay, I would.
If we want to meet in here, we can. If we
Yeah.
want to move somewhere else, we can.
I would pop in.
Okay,
And-
both in the staff bathroom. 2 people in the security station, 2 people in the staff bathroom.
Yeah, 2 rooms that have no one in them that can do anything about it. So maybe good time to just walkie-talkie our way through our plan now. Because whilst
Right.
I wasn't doing this the whole time because I was doing kind of a slow thing, but I'd imagine I was just kind of walking around here.
Oh,
Down the hall.
okay, you kind of nod to the people by the vault, and as you hit this corner, you peek around and you see that there are people down this hall.
Oh,
Several of them, in fact. They're just 2 guards sort of hanging out against the wall, and
and I
then
was
2
busy
people
throwing
down
my
at the end of
phone
the
into the
hall.
lake.
Down at the end of the hall, just chilling. So there's a number of guards in this hall.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
that is very good information that I would, now back in the present, not past me. I'd be like, yeah, that plan about getting them to the janitor's closet, yeah, that's probably not a good idea anymore.
Hmm.
2 guards down there, and
4.
4. Oh yeah, I didn't see them down there. 4 guards down there. Oh man, they were just multiplying like rabbits. Yeah, so only other option would be to lure them into storage closet. There, I would need to probably want to poke my head in there because I'm told that was just for the Winter Harvest Festival storage. Nothing.
There's all sorts of crap in there, but
Yeah, but I was
the
told
joke was
specifically.
holiday directions and
I
decorations.
know. But yeah, I'd probably just want to poke my head in there, see if anyone's there, or we could have our new guard go in there. But yeah, probably want to lure them away from the gates there, unless you really think we can knock them out silently.
We also have the guards and such in the locker room. I mean, I'm assuming they're not going to be in the locker room all day, so we have to take their movements into account.
And it's only been about 15 minutes since you guys started this whole ordeal, actually.
Yeah, and this bank's got a pretty good union. They got long breaks.
So, technician, you're the one doing the distraction magic here. Where do you think would most enable you to cast these spells? What would you think would work best as far as your location for this distraction?
Well, first, have we scouted all the possible hallways and
At this point,
Thanks for
you
other
have
guards
seen
could be.
at least one of you has seen every room in this in this place except for the storage closet and the conference room. And no one's actually been in administration yet, but like our infiltrator has seen down through the vents a few times. There's only 2 people in there. Well, and the vaults themselves, obviously.
Well, I can only cast my silent image from 60 feet away. Anything else is less distance than that. I don't know how far away the Tinker tools could distract somebody, but probably wouldn't want to pull any additional people away.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to like make a distraction and send them that way. You could always like bring them over here or wherever. Just
Okay, so we have 2 options. I mean, we discussed a few contingencies.
Yeah.
We tried to distract them and then break into the safety deposit box. Although I strongly suspect these guards may not leave their posts so easily. Or we could distract them and ambush them, knock them out, put them in either the storage closet, one of the empty rooms, bathroom, whatever works. And then that should give us plenty of time to
keep in mind
access the
if
vault.
your ambush happens here, you now know there are guards on this hallway, several of them, and
Right. So we can no longer ambush in the northwest hallway. We may have to ambush in one of the other hallways or rooms.
Yeah, I mean, the safest would be in the, like, up to about between here and here in the west hallway, but even that's kind of dangerous because, ears work around corners.
right.
And the other option would be to drag them to the south hallway towards the courtyard because that's a little further away. And worst case, we just, before we do that, I grab one of the keys so we can throw them out there.
Now, our technician friend did say he had this magical item that could, perhaps mask any noise we may make from an ambush. So we might not have to worry as much about the sound traveling away as we initially.
That's 20 feet. Let me see real quick. I just want to see how.
20-foot radius.
Yeah, 20 feet would be from the cleric to that far guard. So you put it in the center, you got maybe 2 squares to the left.
It's a 20-foot radius, yeah. So
Yeah, no.
yeah.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm just looking
Right.
at the radius. You got to about there, there, to there.
All right, how do you want to do this?
Well, now that we're all disguised, we could have the 2 guards walk up, get in close proximity. I could shake their hand and, oh, my grasp, that's kind of shocking. Hope that 5d8 knock them out. Then you
You
could
said
just...
5d8?
You said 5... It says 5d8 on your, in the...
Is it really that much?
Oh, no, that's sleep, not shopping
I
grass.
was like, what the fuck? Holy shit!
That's what
It's
I
a
was thinking.
cantrip! What's happening?
Yes, it's otherwise known as a murder death grip. No, it's 1d8. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at
Okay,
sleep.
Jesus Christ.
Give you a heart attack. You see, that's what I get from reading only half the sheet, because I have it as a separate window and it's under the Roll20 layer, so... Anyways. Aside from that mistake on my part, other than that, I mean...
Could we perhaps lure them to the south hallway where there's not really anyone nearby to see or hear?
That's what I was thinking probably be the best way.
Yeah.
But
There's only there's only one alarm to worry about, so if we just keep them from that, we wouldn't have to worry as much, as opposed to the multiple alarms everywhere else.
Yeah, if we have people hiding in the vent, I lure them there.
Now,
Enforce
the other option we have, hear me out. I don't know if we need to go to this type of extreme yet, but from the intel, I understand that these alarms are all local. As far as
Yes.
they're like everyone in the
If you
area may be able
activate
to
one
hear them,
alarm,
but-
it isn't going to activate all the alarms in the bank. It's going to activate that one, but it is active for the it's audible throughout the entire bank unless it's silenced.
Okay. Because, I mean, I'm thinking, as a last resort, if we have to, we could activate the alarm on one side of the building while we break into the vault on the other. That would draw all of the guards away, presumably, or at least minimize the number of guards we may have to take out. And while they're resolving the alarm, should give us enough time to get into the vault and out.
Well, I mean, I could do that. One of the new guys could, in air quotes there, could say they accidentally triggered their alarm when they were going out to the courtyard. Because it's only a minute timer.
I want
We
to stress
could
that if you
try-
activate an alarm, like pretty much every active
everybody.
guard is going to come running to investigate. So
Right.
think real
So
hard
I-
about where, and all four of you need to make it into the safe deposit box vault somehow.
Yeah.
Right. I think that should only be a last resort. I'm
That's
just keeping that in mind in case everything else fails. We could, activate an alarm somewhere else and use that as a means to complete this. But I think we should just try to distract them to the south hallway. I think we should go with that plan.
Okay, what's your distraction going to be, and where is everyone going to be positioned for this ambush or for just? I mean, if you get them all into the south hallway, you could all make it back, like just sneak into the vault real quick. But then I don't really know what your exit plan is. So think about where is everyone? What is the distraction, and where is everyone when the distraction's happening?
Well, I see maybe a couple options here. I got minor illusion that I can do something visual. I'd assume their guards aren't just staring straight ahead at the blank wall, maybe watching paint dry. I'd assume they could see something that was at max 50 feet away, at minimum 30.
I mean, they can see down the hall.
Have something quickly just move by. It wouldn't have to be great because I don't think I can do humanoid shapes with cantrip. Get no larger than a 5-foot cube, but I could easily do that to or I could easily just make a noise like, "Hey, what are you doing back here?"
Okay.
Or I could do a shadow person, but do I have that? No,
Could
I
we-
don't know that. You could do
could-
that.
Could we perhaps mimic an alarm sound, but limit the radius to where only a certain number of guards would come running?
That might be possible within the confines of minor illusion.
Yeah, because if we do it in the south hallway, have people run to it.
But the question is, once we get them there and get into the vault, are we going to ambush them to knock them out, or are we going to just try to take the stuff out of the vault and make our way out of the building with them?
It is probably going to take you several minutes to get to do your business in the vault.
Yeah, it's going to probably be smoother to knock them out. So what I was thinking is, since we have 2 guards who would not, be able to get into the vents, and 2 people who could, we have 2. infiltrator and technician hiding above this grate here to pop down. Kind of
Okay.
encircle them.
Right. I like that.
And from there, should be relatively simple to just have someone man this area by the alarm to keep them from triggering it. And just got to keep away from that yellow line there, which is no-go zone.
Right.
All right. So speaking of that yellow line, before we put this plan into action, once we
You
decide,
guys actually know that this thing's actually kind of a zone real quick. So let me just move this onto the map layer real quick. I'll do it on this side too.
right. So before we mess with that too much, in case this all goes to hell, I would like to try and steal one more key, and I think I might try to do it in the break room, and take that break key so we can get out of this door if we need to.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't even really need to steal, just say you're going for a smoke break.
That too.
All right.
But first, I mean, I'm just going to try to swipe it, and then if someone sees me taking it, then I'll tell them.
Okay. All right, so you go into the break room. Everyone's like starting to sort of trying to finish up on their lunch. They're kind of chowing down. They're almost done. And you sort of make your way over to the cabinet. Make a stealth check to see if you can make it there more or less without drawing any attention. And this one's not going to be with advantage because it's going to be more or less like visual. Yeah, you make it over there, and then a sleight of hand check to see if you can quickly grab the key without anyone noticing. And yeah, you sure do it. You sort of slip over there without anyone sort of looking up from the tables, and you quickly grab. Do you grab both keys, or you just grab one? What do you do?
There's two keys.
There's one for a brass one for the door.
Okay.
And a white silver one for the magical security.
Yeah, I'll grab both.
Okay, you grab them both, and yeah, you're free to leave out of there without anyone noticing you.
No one ever noticed the hack.
Okay, you're out. You have those keys.
All right, and then I'm going to head back to the staff bathroom, and on my way, I'm going to tell the gnome he should meet us in there. We could both head up into the vents.
All right.
You want me over there?
Yeah, where's the enforcer?
Do you guys want me over there?
Yeah, probably in close proximity, so you're not sprinting down to the end of the hallway when we're springing the trap.
Just mosey on into the bathroom.
All right, so you have two people in the vents right now. You have two people in the bathroom. Is that where everyone wants to be when this starts?
Yes.
Sounds good. Yeah, probably have guys in the vents probably like right above, ready to drop down.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we go to the junction here, I'm going to motion to the gnome again and kind of motion towards the vent and have him check to see if he can detect any traps.
There's none over there.
Okay. So we'll go over.
You'd have looked.
All right. So two in the bathroom, two in the vents. What happens now?
Okay, so I believe the plan was we use a minor illusion to do a localized alarm sound in the south hallway to draw the three guards' attention to it. Whether that would be, I would need to put one maybe here and then move it down the hall progressively, getting louder.
I think just putting it over here would be good enough. So yeah, go ahead. You have to be within line of sight of it, and you're in the bathroom right now.
Yeah, I would probably just be right outside the door doing that, just like, done.
All right, so ready to kick this off then?
Let's do this.
All right, yeah, you cast minor illusion, so it sounds like the alarm. Like there's an alarm coming from over there, and all three guards sort of turn and say, look at you and say, "What do you see over there? What's happening?"
It's like,
And they're gonna start
Let's-
running over.
yeah, I'm like, hey, what's going on down there? Hey, you!
They're like, "Stand back. We'll take care of this." And well, actually, you're dressed as a guard. They're like, "Come on, let's get in there."
Yeah.
And they all round the corner, and they stop here and they're dumbfounded to find nothing.
And I'm right behind them. You should probably be right behind them too. And that's strange. And I would probably just, like tap this guy in the shoulder. That's really weird. With that.
This might be playing with the rules a little bit, but actually roll it one more time. I'm giving you super advantage on this because he's unaware and
Super advantage. I love it.
all right,
Oh.
that
Nat
hits.
20.
Not a crit. You take the first one there. So yeah, roll damage on that.
That's 14.
Wait,
I
no,
think that's max.
it's not.
No, that's
It's
not
just
max.
1d8. You don't get the. You
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
get
that's great. Wait, then
You don't get your spell
oh,
attack
right.
bonus on that.
Right,
It's just
right.
flat damage.
Whoops.
What? Meanwhile, Kai has a stroke.
All right, so that hits him really hard, and he sort of drops to his knees, but he's still conscious. Everyone else can take their surprise round too, whatever that is.
All right, so I'm going to drop straight down behind this priestess. And does my stun baton qualify for a sneak attack?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to roll to hit with the stun baton. Or shocking grasp, whatever it is. I don't know.
This is the stun baton. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, great. And then so I roll for damage and sneak attack damage. So there's the stun baton damage.
Okay.
And then sneak attack damage. So 18 total.
She's still on her feet, but like she is pretty damn surprised by this. What's happening next?
I'm whacking the guard that just got shocked.
Attack with advantage. Hits.
And with my offhand.
Both hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, jeez.
What the? Where's the damage?
You have to hit the stun baton thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it.
He falls unconscious.
He falls super unconscious.
And what's our gnome doing with our surprise round here?
Are any of these combat sounds loud enough that I should
Not.
use sound of silence as a reaction?
No, I don't think anyone would hear this yet. No.
Oh, I guess I'll drop down. The priestess chick or whatever, she already got hit once, right?
Yeah, and she took a lot of damage, but she's still standing, but she looks pretty dazed.
Well, I'll hit her with the sun staff.
All right, make an attack roll with advantage.
All right. So just click on the sun staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click on it.
All right, that hits.
That hit.
And then for damage, just in the chat where it says sun staff, click on it there, and then it'll roll for damage. Yeah.
She drops to an E2, but she is still awake. And
Jesus.
that is the surprise round, so everyone roll for initiative.
Oh, I didn't have myself clicked.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either. Whoops.
Let's do that again.
I can do it.
Okay.
And I only rolled 6. Of course I did. Can never roll when it matters.
Initiative is actually kind of where it doesn't matter, in my opinion.
Add turn.
You'd rather not.
Well, when they're that close to the alarm, it matters a little bit.
It does, but they both got 0 because they're kind of
Let's
shocked.
see. Guard. I'll roll his initiative first. He has a +1 to it. He rolled a 19.
Boom.
If I can. There we go. Priestess. What's her dex? +0. She rolled a 3.
Well, I mean, worst
And
case, you guys
who
get caught
wasn't
and we figure it
selected
out.
when they did that?
I had a 16 initially, but because I didn't select myself.
On 10. Okay. Descending order. Top of the order is this guard, who is immediately going to open his mouth like he's getting ready to yell.
All right. As a reaction, they want to drop the sound of silence.
All right. Where are you tossing it?
So I guess the nearest alarms like this area. So
Just
I
dropping it
don't
there.
know. Yeah, I guess about like right there.
All right. You drop the sound of silence here. And he opens his mouth to yell, but he can't. And he realizes this. So he's going to turn on the halfling and make an attack with his spear.
And then as I threw that out, I try to say, "Hey, I am useful, but y'all can't hear me." So I just kind of put my head down.
12 versus AC. I don't think that hits.
No, it misses. 16
Okay.
AC.
So that is. Where did my turn order thing go? Did I just delete it?
I don't see it.
Son of a bitch. Okay, no, it's back
Oh,
up.
there it is.
Oh, thank God. I thought we deleted the whole thing.
No, it's Noam Chomsky's
Technician's
turn.
up. Keep in mind that you are in a silenced area and cannot cast spells with a verbal component at this time.
All right, so the priestess is looking pretty weak. So I think I'll just go for another Sunstaff attack on that.
Okay. If you actually step to here, if it'll do it, hang on, here, you'll be flanking that target and you'll be able to attack with advantage. I gave you advantage on the last round because it was a surprise attack, but yeah, that'll do.
All right, I'll step over there and roll for attack.
Oh, hits either way. Roll for damage.
You there?
All right. Ooh.
Just enough. She falls unconscious.
Hey.
And then there was one. Enforcer.
I am going to move around 30 feet here and take a swipe at our friend.
All right, you don't have advantage on this because you're not flanking right now, but
That's fine.
all right.
And
Hits.
offhand.
Hits. $17 knocks him unconscious. All right, everyone's down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say that was easy, but
Except
again,
you didn't.
nothing comes out.
Yeah.
I grab onto the guard in front of me and I start dragging him towards the bathroom.
Yeah, probably a smart idea. Tie him up, gag him with some rope.
All right, you guys do that.
I grab onto the
wanna-
priestess, realize that I'm not going to be able to move this myself, and kind of wave the gnome over for help.
As I walk over, I go and dispel the sound of silence.
Okay. Yeah, so your silence field has been dispelled. All right, so you grab one of these guards, dump them in a toilet, I'm assuming.
Yeah, make sure their head isn't in the bowl because that'd be hilarious, but that'd probably kill them by drowning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The two of you grab the priestess, drop her in here.
Yeah, and then I'd grab the last guard because I am normal sized.
All right. So yeah, you guys do that all successfully. Yeah. So now you have a clear hallway.
Okay.
What do, team?
Whew.
Uh,
All right. I guess we make our way to the safety deposit box vault, right?
Yep.
I probably just take a look, make sure no patrols have changed. No one's
Doesn't look like
changed.
anyone's moved. No.
So yeah, I say we have as we're opening the door, we do have a lookout kind of at this corner, just alarming as to if anyone is coming.
Say no more.
All right. So yeah, I believe our infiltrator has the keys. So again, in
Yep.
front of you, you see a iron door with a iron lock on it, and you see a small panel to the left of the main door that has a keyhole in it.
All right, and that panel, is that the physical or the magical key?
Which it's the magical key of the panel.
Okay, so I'll use the magical key on that panel.
All right, you unlock that.
All right, and then you said there's like an actual gate that I need the regular non-magical key for.
Correct.
All right, and I'll go ahead and attempt to unlock that as well.
All right, and you have no trouble with that. The door swings open, and in front of you is the safe deposit box vault. The left, back, and right walls are all lined with boxes. You can see as you look to the left that it starts with 101 is in the top left corner. And you can see the numbers ascending as it goes towards the back. Along the back wall are all the 200 boxes, and along the right wall are all the 300 boxes.
I go towards.
And there's a metal table in the middle of the vault for pulling out boxes and stretching out your belongings.
All right, so I'm gonna motion everybody in as I move in.
Okay.
Unless I'm told otherwise, I'm just gonna.
And I'll.
Well, no, you need to be in that vault too.
Yeah, no, I was gonna go in unless told.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now also I have the safety deposit box keys. At least that's what my understanding was.
So if you want to hand those out, I'm gonna refer to back to the journal.
115, 142, 324, and 233.
Briefing packet, and yeah, it designates which keys go to each one. So, do you want to hand out keys? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll keep key G843. I'll hand out R376, A008, and T461.
All right, who takes key R376 that opens 142?
I'll take that one.
Okay. Who takes A008, which opens 324?
I'll take that one.
And who takes T461 that opens 223?
I guess that'll be me.
All right. What do? Who opens their box first?
All right, so I'll go up and I'll open 115. Or yeah, I get 115 out and open it.
Yeah, you open the lock and the door swings open. There's a box inside. You grab it. It weighs probably about 30, 40 pounds. And yeah, it's ready to go. And
all right, so one moment.
Okay. So. Okay, did I just die all of a sudden, or?
Huh?
Okay, everything just got really quiet, so I'm not sure.
Okay,
if it was
you
my
okay?
Oh no.
I thought you had something else to say, so I was being quiet.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just thinking. So yeah, I'm just kind of look. Judging from the weight of this, I mean this must be loaded with gems and gold. So I don't think it's too smart to take them out right now. I think we should plot our escape,
Right.
keep the boxes, and get out of here quick as we can.
Sounds good to me.
So everyone else needs to collect their box.
I'll go next then, because why not?
Which box is yours?
What was it? T-A... No. I knew I should have wrote down the key number. It was the third to last one you said. Or third one you said, the last one.
A008. That's the one he has.
Yeah, A00A.
Which corresponds to
324.
Yeah, so that's along this wall.
I was there. I totally knew that.
Yeah, so you pop that open. Similar thing. It weighs about 30 pounds. It's a big, bulky box.
I pop open 142.
You attempt to insert the key in 142, and it just bounces off the. Like you attempt to insert the key, and like it just hits something solid. Like you try to enter the keyhole, and nothing happens.
Boy, there's something in there. And I beckon to our infiltrator. Want to take a look?
All right, so I'll go up and try to inspect it, see what's going on with this key.
Roll investigation. Something seems off. Like the keyhole isn't actually there.
I'll have our gnome friend's more of a tinkerer. He may understand locks and such as well. I'll motion him to come up and take a look at the lock, see what's going on here. Maybe it's even something magical or warded about this certain safety deposit.
All right. Well, could either try to make another investigation check or detect magic.
Which one you want to do?
I'll cast detect magic.
You get a few vibes from this room. Near the front of the room, like behind you, as you cast detect magic, you see a faint glow of something on the ground. It appears to be around this sort of like scorch mark that's on the ground. It's really real small and it's ashen. Like it kind of looks like something burned up there. And you see faint remnants of conjuration magic. As you look towards this vault door, you see that as you look towards the safe deposit box, you see a bright glow of illusion magic.
Well, isn't this box of everything in a bag of chips?
So what's going on in this room? I mean, it seems like it's not just this deposit box. It seems like it might be, some areas of the room in general.
I want to say the glow of the illusion magic. It's not just that one box. It's like that entire corner of the room almost.
Is there a way we could try to dispel this illusion magic?
Well, I think if by declaring it's an illusion, he hasn't actually said out loud that he realizes it's an illusion yet. He can now see that it's not.
Oh, right.
It's not.
Right, yeah.
What's there isn't the safe deposit box. He actually just sees a big piece of plywood sitting against the wall over there, and he hasn't said anything out loud yet about it.
All right, guys. I think this heist has gone on long enough.
Are you a cop? You got to tell us if you're a cop.
You may have noticed I've been a little quiet and not too sure of myself during this whole thing. I'm actually a member of the Sword Coast Protection Company, and I was brought along this heist to see how how these recent chains of heists and robberies have been taking place and gather information on how you perform these heists. And
And whilst you're saying that, I'm just right there, you know.
yeah, now I would like if y'all would calmly surrender yourselves into my arrest. But I will warn you that I may have something very bad for you if you try to resist.
Reactions?
I just start laughing. This is a joke, right?
I kind of flash my SCPC badge at him.
And I pull out my own badge. You're from, and I want to inspect his badge. Does it look official?
Roll investigation.
Yeah.
Where is my character?
I mean, it looks official enough to you.
You're not much of an investigator, are you?
I might not be a good investigator, but you saw what I did to those guards back there.
Wait a second, everyone. So wait. You just pulled out a badge. Is your badge real? Like, can I check out both of these badges? What's going on here?
Roll investigation. Yeah, you mean you were pretty familiar with the badges, the various law enforcement agencies in the area, and yeah, these are pretty legitimate. One of them is a legitimate badge from the Sword Coast Protection Company, a mercenary group that is extended law enforcement rights by certain municipalities during times where they could use some outside contracting. And the other one is a badge from the Lord's Alliance, a multinational, like multi-city state group that acts in the interests of all its members, all its member cities and nations.
So I'm gonna look over at the con man, because I believe it was the orc that revealed the other badge.
Correct.
Are you a pig too? Like, is everyone here a cop?
Hey, if you're a cop, you gotta tell me if you're a cop. That's the rules, you know?
I'm not a cop. I told you guys, I'm an infamous criminal. Like, I can't believe you're fucking betraying me here like this.
Well, I can definitively say I am not a cop.
Then I'm gonna move over towards the room with him.
I put my hands on the cleric's shoulders as they're moving.
I'm just
kind of
no.
Kind of shrug.
Well,
Whose
it's been
shoulders?
nice seeing you.
I put my hands on the gnome shoulders.
Okay.
Just let me
Just
go.
you know.
You didn't exit yet. You're still in there.
I know. It's been nice meeting you guys. Bye.
All right. So what's happening now?
So I'm gonna kind of look over to the cops and say, okay, wait a second. I am a criminal. This is true, but you have this heist all wrong. I'm actually here testing the security of this place based on the permission of the manager who actually orchestrated this for us. And can I, using my key, you said I actually have a safety deposit box, right?
Yeah.
Can I unlock it?
Yeah, you can open it up.
See if there's like a note in there.
You can open it up, yeah.
Okay, I open it up.
So you sort of like you say, wait, this is all wrong. You open up the safe deposit box. You put the box on the counter on the table that's in there, and you crack it open. And inside, it's not filled with gems and things. It's filled with mostly with bricks. and but there is a bag. There's a felt bag in there which you open to reveal 500 gold pieces and a letter.
A-
Um,
And go ahead.
okay. Well, what did you want to say?
I was just going to say, so I was going to pull up the letter and kind of glance it over real quick, make sure it's what I think it is.
Um, on the outside is a seal that says FSI.
All right, and so I'm going to pop the seal, break the wax seal, open it up.
And he opens this letter, and he begins to read. And this letter says, "Congratulations to all of the four of you for completing of this test trial that we've set out for you. We represent the Faerun Securities Incorporated, a new consultant group that has been developed with the purpose of keeping people like you out of places like that bank you just robbed. We understand that you have a long history of acting criminally, but we would like to offer you a job. Your job, should you choose to accept it, would be to visit places like that bank that you just left, and plan, investigate their security, plan heists around it, and then complete that. Report back with a full report on how they can improve their security. It's maybe not as lucrative per job as robbing a bank vault, but it is perfectly legal, and we pay you well for this. Your contact who set this job up has 500 gold coins ready for you back at the safe house that you guys first met in. And the bank has graciously provided an extra 500 gold pieces that you found inside your safe deposit box as their half of the payment for testing their security. And at the bottom, it's signed. We sincerely hope that you accept our job offer. Sincerely, Vince Black. Owner, CEO of Faerun Securities Incorporated.
See, it was all just a big misunderstanding.
So, is there a way I can check this, like a check I could roll to see if I think this is bullshit?
Roll insight.
All right.
Yeah, that's suspicious. I'm assuming you read that aloud.
I mean, yeah, but like I'm assuming that the infiltrator offers the note for anyone to read should they choose to.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would. Is that
It seems legitimate to you.
what do you say? Insight. Okay.
You guys who have already removed your safe deposit box, the other two of them are welcome to open yours as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Yeah, you open that up, and inside you find the same thing: a box full of bricks, and a bag containing 500 gold pieces, and a letter.
Same letter?
Same letter.
Then I would have insight. I'll just use that roll then, instead of stealing from
This all seems legit to you.
Ugh. I hate criminals.
Well, then you hate yourself because you are now also a criminal because you broke into a bank, right?
Right. Whatever you say. And I start making my way out the door.
Yeah, no points stealing bricks.
Well, before you proceed, only three of you have boxes open. You still have that problem of the piece of plywood that's where the last box should be.
Oh, just plywood?
I mean, yeah. Now that you understand that it's an illusion, you can see past the illusion.
Right.
There's a piece of wood covering a hole.
Do I
Well, I'm
notice
pretty-
this as I'm walking out?
What's that?
Do I notice this as I'm walking out of the room?
I think. I mean, did our technician here who cast detect magic sort of say anything about this yet?
Hey guys, there's some plywood in front of this, blocking this lock here. Somebody punch through this shit.
I mean, I got a crowbar.
I'll do it.
Oh no, it's not even like boarded up or anything. It's just a piece of
just lying
plywood that's
against it.
leaning against it
Oh,
that an illusion has been casted over.
oh,
So there's just nothing there.
Yeah, so you remove the piece of plywood, you pull it away from the wall, and instead of seeing safe deposit boxes, what you see is a hole that goes through the wall and into the main vault. And as you peek inside the main vault, you see 3 figures. Two of which are just there with bags shoveling gold off the shelves into bags, and you see a third hooded figure to the left who is currently finishing up drawing a warded circle on the floor.
Okay, so since I'm assuming we kind of all seen them move the plywood out of the way, I've already investigated the gnome and the orc. Their badges seem pretty legit. I know that I've been trying to go legit for a while now. That's what I've been talking with my mentor about all night long. So I'm going to turn to this sorcerer, beside me, this con man, and ask him, "Are you with us or are you against us?"
No, I'm with you, but the thing is, we were hired to get into the deposit box. They're stealing from the main vault. That's not our problem. We just ring the alarm. They go in there.
Can I? How big is the hole?
It is big enough. It's like a 10-foot wide hole. 2 of you can fit through.
This is a table here.
Yep. And the people inside the vault don't seem to have noticed you yet, actually.
So here's the thing, too. We were hired to get out of here with these notes without getting caught. If these amateurs over here in this next vault try this and don't get out, we're going to get caught with them. So I say we stop them, tie them up, let them get caught, and we escape with our gold and notes in tow.
Well, you guys have gold notes. I got nothing.
Well, as you sort of peek into the vault, you actually see the safe deposit boxes that were removed to create this hole sitting on the floor in there.
Dude, are they have like shoveling things in bags over here?
Oh yeah.
Can I see one of the bags?
Yeah.
Can I take out one of my coins and attempt to throw it into one of their bags?
Sure.
What do I need to roll for that?
Nothing. I think you just do it.
All right. And I shrug. I got what I came for.
Yeah.
Let's get
And
out
as
of
you
here.
I think someone finally turned around and saw you guys. Like this guy right here is just realized that this ward, like that there are people peeking through this this hallway, and he basically says, "Holy shit! There's people in the other vault!" And they draw swords. Everyone roll initiative.
They didn't see me, though. I was just going to leave. Right.
Oh no! I forgot to click on my character.
Yeah, I'm actually clicking my
I
character.
wish I forgot to click on my character.
I nat one.
Hey.
Okay.
I was about to say, how would you roll a 0? Even if you have negative, I don't think that gives you negative initiative.
Actually, it does on initiative.
Really?
I think,
I didn't know that. Because, I've only done the speedy characters.
Hold on, I need to pull up stat blocks for these guys. Dee, 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 dee. And this one too. So let me roll initiative for everyone. That's a 4. Wait. And on this guy, 13.
Man, no one knows how to roll the double digits except for
Our infiltrator's up first.
All right. Let me. So the hole is right here, correct?
Yeah,
Where I've
here,
got my
let me
line.
just draw it real quick so you could. It's that big.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I could move up 20 feet. What's my movement? 25? Ah, 20. So, 1 second. So I can cunning action as a bonus action and use that to dash,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
So in that case, I could actually move 50 feet and still attack. Correct.
All right, and you can move through your own friends to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 20 feet. 15, 35. I think I'll just move up here, and I'll throw a dagger at this guy.
Where to move the where? Oh, okay.
Right here. Yeah.
All right, make an
And
attack roll.
throw a dagger at this guy, and that should be within non-disadvantage.
Yep.
20 feet. Okay. So dagger throw. Wow.
Congratulations.
You
I
throw
love
a
it.
dagger, and it
Not just
It-
one that one, but two.
I've done that before. Congratulations. Join the club.
You try to quickly grab your dagger to throw it, but you do it so clumsily that you actually like grip the blade, and you take 2 damage from accidentally cutting your own hand while attempting to throw a dagger that like just sort of sticks in the wall behind everything well out of the way.
Damn.
Next up is are these guys.
Nameless infiltrators.
This one's gonna jump up and try to swing at you for throwing a dagger at him. What's that?
Threw my little dagger in the wall.
16.
16 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits.
You take 5 damage. He attacks again, same on you again. That one misses, and his turn's over. This one is going to step up and fire his crossbow at his hand crossbow that he pulls out of his pocket at the gnome. And he hits and does 3 damage.
All right.
All right, technician, you're up.
All right. So I believe I remember hearing that we're not supposed to kill anybody in here.
We're not supposed to kill any guard.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. Unless these are really fancy guards that, steal from the bank.
Wait. What if they have badges too? Should we ask?
You guys cops! You gotta tell us if you're cops!
Okay, probably not.
All right. So I guess I could magic missile somebody as a level 2.
Second level spell.
Yeah.
right.
And do I have range from where I'm at? I don't know the range.
Oh yeah,
to hit
you have
this
plenty.
guy.
It's 120
Yeah.
feet. So
no, I can't be within 5 feet. So I don't think. So.
well,
Or
yeah.
I'll- yeah.
So you're gonna magic missile the one across the table there?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is there...
the way this works is you're gonna cast as a second level spell, you said, or as a first level. What did you say?
I'll do it as a second.
All right, so you roll 4d4. Are you gonna cast all 4 darts at the same person because you can split them up?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go off for him.
All right, roll 4d4.
All right. So I can just type like slash roll
R.
44.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so that's 10 plus 4. He takes 14 damage, and he is bloodied.
And then I still have movement. Right. So I
Yeah.
I just move back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're not engaged with the guy who's right next to you too, because he's sort of focused on.
I'm a little squishy, so I'm just gonna step back.
Okay. Next up is the con man.
All right. Well, my idea would to be just double check. Oh yeah, I would want to slide across the table here, and then flip it up if at all possible, so we have cover from hand crossbow.
You can do that actually.
Okay, now would that be an action or just bonus for this?
I'll allow it as a bonus action if you want to do something real quick too.
Okay, because the other thing would be I would return fire with my own light crossbow.
All right, who at? The one that was firing before?
Yeah. Yeah. We're in
Okay.
a good old-fashioned shootout.
Attack roll. That hits. And he is looking quite bad off right now, but he's still standing. And that's the end of your turn. Next comes our hooded figure who's down here.
Oh shit! I just realized something, but never mind. I have the lucky trait. When I roll 1 on an attack, I get to re-roll it.
Oh yeah, it's... Okay, so what is he gonna do? He's gonna just cast mage armor on himself, and he's gonna sort of back away into this corner.
And in this corner.
Next up is the enforcer.
Let's see. I am just going to move next to my friend here and start swinging away.
Make an attack roll. Hits.
And offhand.
Misses.
Okay. 8 lightning damage.
He's still looking whoops. He's still looking pretty healthy. But yeah, he takes that damage.
Yeah, I'm good.
Back to the top of the order, Infiltrator.
All right. I am going to pull out my rapier, and I'm going to attempt to stab the guy in front of me.
Okay.
Don't kill our potential
Critical
employee.
hits!
I just went from double miss to double crit.
That's what I was about to say.
Roll critical damage.
Told you, it's either or for me, and there's no in between. This is also sneak attack damage as well, because I have a teammate within 5 feet.
Does that
the
trigger
enemy.
on that?
Yep.
Even though you're not hidden?
Yep.
Okay.
It says, hold on, let me share it. It says, you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So the sneak attack damage gets double damage as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I roll the I'm just going to double it instead of rolling twice. Does that work, or how do you want me to do it?
Roll it. I want you to roll it.
Roll it twice? Okay. So roll, and roll.
Okay, I don't. Doesn't matter how you add that up. This dude is dead.
Yeah, so that goes straight into his heart and back out, and then I'm going to take my bonus action, cunning action, to hide
Where are you gonna hide?
behind this table.
Okay.
Because I can still move. I haven't moved yet.
All right.
So I'm going to run and hide behind this table.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up.
Next
the
up
sneaking
is this this other thief who turns to his wizard friend and says, "You should have finished casting the teleportation circle. We're fucking screwed now." And he's gonna fire a crossbow bolt over his shoulder to towards our enforcer. And he critically misses.
He somehow shoots himself.
How do I want this to work?
Yeah, he's trying to shoot.
He pulls
over
the
his shoulder.
trigger, and the crossbow just explodes, and he takes only 1 damage. But
I would have found it funnier.
he is super hurt right now, and he's going to take a cunning action to hide. So you don't actually know where he is right now.
And all of a sudden, there was a cat.
Yeah. Whisper wants to play.
Technician, you're up.
All right. So, see how far. Suppose I could. So I can move, attack, and then use the rest of my movement again.
Correct.
So how far in would I have to get to get an angle on this guy with the mage armor?
You'd have to be here or here, like here. You have to make it up to the corner there, so you can see around it.
Like about 15 feet there, or about 20 feet?
20.
Okay. Guess I'll run up there and cast. Let's see. Don't have a lot of spell slots left. I'm gonna try to cast a ray of frost, maybe slow this mage guy down.
Okay. Roll an attack.
All right.
Hits. Roll damage. Alright. He staggers, but he's still standing. Comman's up.
All right. Well, in that case,
Oh, and sorry, but can I use my last like 5 feet to just kind of move on top of this one dead guy, just a little further away?
You can't be on top of the corpse, actually.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll just stand here then.
Okay.
yeah, that's a good question. Now, what am I gonna do? I guess I'm just going to move here, and I would ready an action for taking a shot with my crossbow if someone moves into my line of sight once. Yeah, just because I don't think I'd be able to get past anyone with 2 people and a corpse blocking the hallway, or not hallway, but
I mean, you could slip past the enforcer if he'll let you through.
Of course I will.
Alright then, so I start there. Just now I gotta rethink my action. Because I can just slide over the table. 20, 25, that'd be 30. I guess I would move here. Just have my back against the, I guess that'd be a vault wall or box or something, and take a shot at the mage.
Okay.
All right, now where did my bow go? There it is.
Hits him.
Oh wow, I'm surprised.
He falls dead.
Now, where are you gonna teleport to?
Alright, it would be his turn next, but he's dead, so. Enforcer, you know that an enemy has gone missing behind that table somewhere. You don't know exactly where he is.
I will walk over onto the table and try to find him.
I don't think there's any way he could reasonably hide from this, so I'm gonna say he's back on the token layer.
There you are. And I'll walk over to him very slowly with my stun batons out. And
Okay.
I'll say, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. What do you want to do?
Roll intimidation with advantage. You know what? This has gone so sideways for him that he's just okay with that. He just drops his stuff and puts his hands behind his head.
There's a good patsy, and I'll tie him up.
All right. And this has made a lot of noise in the meantime. And from behind you, you hear some guards running up, and everyone's instructing you to freeze. And the guards sort of poke their heads in. They're like, "What happened in here?" I think they sort of come upon this scene of the four of you with two dead bodies and one more person tied up, and they're demanding explanation.
Well, since I'm a guard, I'd say, well, we found this. These guys breaking in to the main vault through the security deposit box. Clearly, they were working in conjunction with someone on the inside, and we just so happened to hear noise after the guards were mysteriously missing.
Roll for deception?
I would like to just point out I'm still hidden.
Whoa. Whoa. There we go.
Deception, but
I heard.
You know what? I don't think. Here's where I'm at right now. The jig's sort of up here. This isn't about like getting out cleanly anymore. What has just happened is you guys went in here to test the security system and found another robbery in progress while doing so. I think you can sort of drop the gig at this point and just sort of like get rid of all this nonsense.
I want to sneak up behind one of the guards.
Okay. Roll stealth, I guess.
Do I have advantage on this since I'm hidden?
Sure. What are you getting at here?
Them, so.
All right,
16?
you did it.
Okay, I'm just going to tap him on the shoulder, and when he turns around, hand him the note.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to prove how good I am. You know, after killing the guy, sneaking past 4 guards at once, if anyone doubted my notoriety, just saying.
All right, so you hand him a letter, which is a letter from the bank manager that where he was explaining your instructions to come and test the security system and remain unseen. And I think you sort of explain to the guards what you came across once you actually reached the vault. And they're dumbfounded by what has happened here, and the guards ask you all to come and sit, come to the manager's office and sit and wait for him to return from his meeting, so they can sort all this out. Are you all agreeable to that?
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to sort of epilogue mode. So about 20 minutes later, the the bank manager comes in through the staff entrance, and a guard kind of walks up to him and explains what has occurred here today. And he comes into the office to see the four of you sitting at four chairs around his desk, and he goes, "You stopped another robbery in progress?"
Yes.
Yeah, that's the short of it.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sorry
like-
about the bloodstains, by the way. I wasn't intending to kill them, but you know, when they move in front of your bowl.
We did arrest one of the robbers, right?
He's
So-
like,
we
"Yeah,
got one."
we've
Yeah, well,
some of my security guards were questioning him, and apparently, they had a connection where they could get some special warded rings, and they managed to drop one in the safe deposit box vault, while here posing as a patron one day, and use that as a point to teleport to, and we're attempting to teleport out after cracking the main vault. You people have saved me an untold amount of money, and I can't thank you enough for what you've done here. And I understand that at least a couple, like, even of you are with law enforcement. Like, are you serious right now?
I show him my badge.
and I show him mine.
And he knows about the infiltrator because he hired you. He's like, what about you, sir? He motions to the half elf con man.
Well, you see, I'm just reading the notes because that I have because you know I got a lot
the
of
thing
stuff
that I
at
gave
once.
you like 4 days ago.
Yeah, I'm reading it again because I had a lot of stuff given to me today.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember everything. Let's see, yada yada yada. Yeah, no, I'm working with Lieutenant Horse.
With the overseers.
Yes.
The overseers are the group of like kind of like secret police that maintain order in this city. So
God,
there's
I'm
the
working
plot
with the
twist. Is
Gestapo.
literally all four of you are fake bank robbers. Is what I wrote for you guys here. So
I'm working with the Gestapo. Oh God, I'm with the secret police.
well, not in the terrible
I know.
Nazi sort of way. Just
Just want to point out, real bank robber turned legit. There's a difference. Just pointing that out again. You know, just want to make sure everyone knows.
well, okay, well,
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
All right.
none of you are actually here to rob the bank, is what I'm telling you.
And I had so many plans. I didn't use any magic because I had an escape route.
Yeah, I never made it to that escape route.
No.
But yeah, so you recount this story of how you managed to subvert his security system, and he's like, "Wow, it sounds like I have quite a few holes in my security. I could use a full report from your agency to figure out how to shore all this up." And he says, "I'm kind of surprised that out of all the things that went wrong with security today, that Candy had nothing to do with it. Normally, she's the useless one who breaks." Where all the breakdowns occur, but interesting. And so yeah, you sort of tell him the story, and I think we sort of camera sort of pans up from there as you sort of recount the story. Epilogue time. Does anyone take this job offer from the Favorite Securities Incorporated?
I mean, assuming that the overseers gave me what I wanted back, which was embarrassing pictures from the winter harvest party.
That's the leverage they had on you. I was thinking like you were going to be on the hook for 20 years for like.
No, they just had really embarrassing pictures of me.
I take it. I need the money.
Yeah, I'm taking it because now that that's done, I can get money now.
Okay.
And it's even, oh God, it's even better now that you said I was part of the secret police.
I mean, you were
That's
an
how they-
informant for the secret police. You didn't actually have an official affiliation with them here at
But
all.
that's how they got the pictures.
All right. Okay. So, okay, two of you took the job offer. What about the other two?
So I'm gonna take it, But I'm gonna kind of walk over to the gnome and just kind of converse with him, just whispering for a second. And after we let them know we're taking the job offer, we're also just gonna kind of, I guess at least I am, walk out towards the south hallway.
Okay. Did you whisper something to
I may have.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What about the technician? Are you taking the job offer too?
Yeah, I'll take the job.
All right. So you all take the job offer. How are you making your exit here?
So where am I right now on the map? Oh, okay, I'm still right
Let's
here.
just
See,
assume that you guys are walking freely right now. You can be
All
wherever
right.
you want to be.
So I still have the key I took from the break room. As long as the wizard's behind me, I'm going to walk up, use the keys to disable the alarm, walk out back here.
Is anyone going with them?
I think they are.
You guys know
What
what's happening, right?
What about what
And
about
then my
Still just wanted to make our epic escape. Someone in motion towards the gnome, kind of give him the head
Hey.
nod.
It'd be a shame not to use a spell slot.
and then my trap springs into action, and you're all arrested. That's what the plan was. That's why I didn't use any spell slots. I was going to use sleep to escape if they turned on me.
So yeah, you all feather fall out of there, jump off the cliff,
Yeah.
and are greeted by an assortment of overseers waiting at the bottom of the cliff for you, in the at your escape boat. But the situation's sorted out, and I think the camera pans out, and we return 3 months later, and we see the infiltrator standing on a rooftop. He's does a quick hand motion down to his friend the technician who is down hiding around a courtyard in the courtyard below with the enforcer right next to him. Inside the courtyard is the con man who is currently speaking with a guard and sort of attracting his attention away. And it all happens very fast. There's a loud noise, a bang, a fire erupts. Everyone's distracted, and all of a sudden, all 4 of you are gone from that scene and have managed to slip inside. And as the camera zooms out a little bit further, we see a sign that says Neverwinter Federal Reserve. And that's where this story ends. You guys took your job with Faerun Securities Incorporated and went on to proceed to do these various security tests, getting more and more daring with more and more secure locations as you proceeded. And that's where this story ends today. And that's what I got for you.
That was awesome.
Oh, man, I'm still seriously upset. I thought this through so much. Yeah, because I was expecting, oh yeah, we'll surround them and arrest them. You'll be able to go free. That's never going to happen. So initially, I was going to use the Forgive Me Now orb, and it's like, okay, once everyone's confused and asleep, I'll just walk out. Then that didn't work because, I'm an orc. I'm a clerk. And then after that, I was like, well, I could just turn all my spell slots into sorcery and get a 5th level sleep spell off and use the rest of that to double the duration continuously up to about 24 hours, then walk out. I had so many contingency plans.
Sorry to rain on that parade, but but yeah, that was the thing that I made in this week, and I'm kind of proud of it, and I'm hoping that you guys had a fun time doing it.
It was really fun.
It was fun, yeah, for sure.
Very fun.
Yeah, thanks for letting me play with you guys.
That was a good time.
First time D&D player.
Yeah, sorry to sort of stick you with a 3rd level wizard to begin that, because it's a little bit heavy to deal with. But yeah, if you guys ever plan on writing your own one-shots, I would recommend taking more than a week to do it, unless you're literally off that week, because that was actually many hours of work. So
yeah.
Congratulations all. Good job.
And I'm glad you actually had the rogue use sneak attack, because that reminded me I need to update mine for my rogue. Because that was something I could have used a lot more if I had known that as long as they were distracted with another enemy, I could use it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So we all
Yeah,
learned something today. So Jake's not going to be here next week.
No, family.
Right. I don't know what Abby and Andy are doing, but if they have a one shot ready to go, we might end up doing that. I am definitely not writing another one this week. But yeah, if they have something prepared, we might do that. Otherwise, we might just end up taking a week off. Everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Well,
Okay.
And Doc, I'm gonna send you